All right, y'all. I'm just going to be doing a quick film review of last night's FCP series. I'm going to try to keep it as short as possible, and I will try to remember to put the code in the middle this time. I think this is generally okay. Yeah, I mean, we end up getting better at this as we see this spin move more often. We end up playing it a little bit better. It's just such a tough move, right? Because it it's a natural counter to the way that the D-book pulls you forward to the left and then you spin off to the right when you do it in sequence like this, which means that the natural help, which would be from my side here, ends up being what's countered, although I could have done a better job showing it for sure. A big thing I want to keep focus on is I want to see if we do end up getting on top of each other too much in terms of the spacing. Just as much stuff as we think is going to be relevant for this next match. This is, I think, just like we don't do a great job getting in front necessarily. I would like to see more work done between side pairs. So when we do get this side penetration like this, of having the bigs consistently able to step in front, because sometimes this happens, but sometimes we still get these blow-bys. And I think halfway through the series, Trey does say that he's going to play more in catch position. I think it does end up improving, and I don't think that's like a big story necessarily of this game, but I do think not getting in front up top was a big problem in this game one. James doing a really good job in one-on-one. I'm actually I was really impressed with Tripp's defense, Tripp Senior's defense, and I think that James did a really good job all series, still being able to create off of him. But when I watched Tripp's defense, I was like really impressed. So I didn't think it would be this easy. I think this was the game where our system was most stressed, right, with the corner, with the biggest emphasis on having the corner defenders come up. So like if you look at this position, I'm I'm probably just too far here, and like this is always going to pull Javion up, even though I think that where it made Javion's not like really up here. But that worry is what leaves you open to backdoors, and I think this series we did get backdoored pretty consistently, and we didn't do a good job on these corner cuts. I would say that some of that is systemic, and some of it is just us getting better at it. These are good, it's a good reactive chase down. We'd rather the foul over the shot going in. Yeah, this FCP was a very good call. Just as we know, Regret is going to stay tight on me. This creates a good one-on-one matchup. This is a shot that through the rest of the series we'll show that Trey can hit and that will fall. So this is just good. Bit of miscommunication. They don't punish us. Good job having the jump not taking you all the way out. This is good extra passing. That's a good auto-triggered cut from Javion. All seems good to me. Yep, I actually cover a Fifi. That's great. This is really good semi-transition. Way on shots to fill the corner ahead of time. Just realizing that he's one who happens to be out in front. This is kind of something that I think is a little bit weak too. So I noticed this. I felt like I noticed this in the warm-up runs. We were playing a lot of rec, which admittedly is a little bit different. But I found myself still getting out occasionally, like finding moments to get out. And I think this is good. Like Shots found himself a moment to get out and transition here, right? Like Shots starts off as part of the rebounding pack. One, because he's not really doesn't have a body, and two, because the rebound goes to the right. He starts sprinting immediately, and he's making himself a threat in transition. I think sometimes, like, this could be anybody from this position, right? And I don't think we do enough of this. I think like Shots creates an offensive mismatch here by being really proactive, recognizing that he's like not one of the ones going to be on this rebound, and he creates an offensive threat here. Also, they have this completely covered, right, 2-on-2, but because they're in man, they want to get to their men. Urban Turbin peels off to the right instead of picking up shots, which like creates this discrepancy. In general, this type of fast moving uh, against the team that is manned up against us, we will always have opportunities in transition to beat them while they're looking to switch onto their men. So it behooves us to try to play faster in transition to try to attack their desire to switch back onto matchups. So even though this was covered, if Turbin just went and took shots, as you can see, Trippy is on me. He's the first one back, which is in and of itself an advantage, right? Like this, like if going fast, like even if Turbin went out to shots, by moving quickly in transition, we still created an advantage by forcing Trippy to be the one having to guard me. So if we're able to move quickly, uh, we can attack this, right? Like you could send me on a cut, you can get me the ball in isolation versus him, etc. So I think that's maybe a good thing to keep in mind, especially because Kamikaze will run man zone if they end up winning. Is that we want to be looking for the hit aheads in transition more, and I think it's going to create good offense like this. This is all good. It just took us a while to learn these angles. Also, frankly, he just started missing some of these shots, which I mean, I think is partially just variance, and partially it is us piling the pressure on and on, right? Like him having to worry about a second or third person coming to help every time makes it less and less likely that he's going to make the shots, even if he gets the good angle. But I do think we need. I mean, this was our game plan, right? And this was risky, and I'm honestly really proud of how we played it. One, and two, that we were able to make it work despite it being such a risk, because we typically have James and I playing much higher, with Shots being kind of the one catching, right? But in this situation, when we wouldn't get him pressed to a side, Shots would be the one playing higher, which left us susceptible to getting beat going forward. And we, I would say, got significantly. They did not get as many snatch back threes or just like wide open standstills, like quick stops, from us not being high enough. Like we forced him to do stuff and go forward, and I think that was to our benefit in ultimately here. But we have to know that when we're playing this way, we need to be ready for for how to guard the angles on this D book. Um, so if you don't know, so this is kind of going to be for anyone when guarding up top. D-Book will always pull you forward and to the side that your ball is in. So right now the ball is in his left hand. If he debooked right here, he would be moving up and towards the left, which is why when I see the ball in his left hand, that's when I end up moving off of Trip more. And if we, sorry, I have to get used to the Twitch going back 10 seconds. But if we have the scout in the scouting report that they're going to look to debook us, we need to know exactly what we're looking for. Uh, I step because and this will become relevant later. I think in game 3 we'll talk about this more, but and it's hard, right? Like a small guard, especially, is going to be able to switch their ball hand really quickly. He does a very quick left to right crossover into the debook immediately, um, which pulls him forward and to the right. Um, Yeah, I think this is a tough angle for like James to get to, for instance. So it's not a huge deal. I like that James ends up stepping here, but just knowing that mechanically about the move should help you defend it. I think a couple times we get beat on that on the sides, especially. This is a bad no take. Sorry, I did not. The screen really hit, and I was definitely really tight. I don't know why we had a lot of practice. The screen kills him. We're able to flow out of it, but that needs to be a. Also, uh, I need to get. I need to see a lot of hedge and recovers because they did a really good job hedging on me and recovering. I had the dunk here as well after the wrap, and I end up not taking it. I kick out to Trey in neutral, which is like not good. Like the back screen is good. All the movement here is fantastic, and the reads are great. In general, like I said, I'm pretty happy with the spacing thus far. There are going to be moments where the spacing goes to shit, so shots isn't like wrong about that. This is bad, and this is what I mean about execution. Like this gets so much better moving forward. Where I don't know if in my head I'm still just trying to recover. Like I'm not fully willing to commit. Um, as shots and eyes communication improves, uh, I think this is almost like a trust thing. Like sometimes because of how we normally play, where we play high on the sides, I've felt that shots is maybe slow to switch, so I end up not full switching in situations where I should. And I do hedge and recover stuff like this. But we got so much better over the course of this series at full switching these and communicating during and beforehand what was going to happen. So like this is just like I mean it's a tough spot, right? Because this is going to be a tough rotation. This is kind of why playing high on the corners is good in this spot. But this is how you kind of have to play it, and we can talk about it now just because I think it's going to come up where actually no I'm gonna use an example when I think it comes up, but ultimately I don't actually get in front of him. He still cooks me. This is really good. Easy looks in semi transition here, which is fantastic. This is the yeah he gets me on the step back here. I play him too low. In general, I'd like to see more inbounding to not the main ball handler. I talk about this a little bit. Sorry. Oh, that was gross. My bad. Um, I think that we have been inbounding the ball to the point guard almost like hierarchically. If the point guard seems like in a good to great spot, we auto inbound it to them, and we only use the others as safety valves. And I want it to be a little bit more egalitarian than that because I think that there is inherent value to showing different looks. And so, like, I would like to see Trey with the ball in this particular scenario, maybe just because he's like ahead. Um, and he had lots of runway to work with. To that end, I also don't love this cut. It's not awful. I would like to see a shake with it. As he cuts, I'm assuming Shots is calling a play here, but I think like the normal way this flows for you guys, and maybe this is again I haven't watched too much of this, but maybe this is pretty normal for you guys. Is that Trey is going to cut off this hash a lot to free it for Shots as he comes. Um, this is just a tough situation. I think that this is like one of those avoidable turnovers. Um, in general, I think that Big Boy was actually doing a pretty good job consistently getting bodies on shots coming up court. And I feel like that is why, that is partially why we didn't get as much as we could have out of semi transition. Um, so I think that, I just think the ball would have been better more spread, and this is like one of the type of mistake that is caused by leaving too much in Shots' hands. Especially as I mean, we've all kind of felt it, right? As we've developed our scoring bags, I think it's obvious that when you have the more you shift to a more scoring mindset, the harder it is to keep your head up to all the options. And I think for shots over getting the spam call, it's flooding my headphones. As shots has become more and more of an offensive threat and he's found his own game, it is going to be easier for other people to create for him. And using him as a play finisher, um, I think, is going to cut down on some of these mistakes. Tough. And don't get me wrong, I don't know what I would do, much differently on these cuts. It's not like I'm great at defending these cuts, but it did feel like, and we'll see in the box score of this game, just like we did not generate misses, inside or out, and I think just too many of the cuts looked easy, and like that cut wasn't from this wasn't from like Javion feeling like a need to overhelp, at least not in base, right? Like he's still sitting low, like he's not actually providing help. So like we want to be able to stop this, but like I mean I don't know how, like it's just hard, like it's hard to get your body in front of these. I don't know. That being said, Regret did a fucking fantastic job on me, like bumping me on pretty much every single cut. So I don't know if it's our builds, if it's our focus, because we are not like because we're trying to we're defending in a team based scheme. Maybe we're just susceptible to these. I'm not sure, because it's not much better when I'm there. I like this throw. I these again. These throws are better. I was looking for them pretty much game, all series. I think if there was one point of like justified frustration uh, from me, and this is like a very I feel loyalty's pain here, um, is that I think on misses I would want to be the target more here. So this is off of a make, and I'm still out in front of him, and like this is a good read. But off a miss, especially if Regret is on the opposite side, which he was for a lot of the game on offense, he's going to have a really hard time getting here. I will say though, they do completely lose Javion here, and even when I'm in kind of tough positions, I end up not losing the ball very often. So like, this is partially what I was saying in like the captain's chat last night, is that I think something that can be done is that because I wasn't scoring, right? Like, and I think that there's a big part of me that wanted to like try to take on the challenge and just like take a bunch of shots on Regret anyway. And I think I could have like scored at like at marginal efficiency against him, and I'm like kind of happy and proud of myself for not forcing up too many. I think there's a couple forced shots over the course of the series, but overall, I end up like playing within the team concept for the most part. But because I'm not looking to score as much, I think my passing reads were significantly better in this game. And in general, I think that like what ends up as a kind of a messy entry to the corner ends up with like a really easy dump off here into a basket because no one's covering him. Turbin was covering on the hash from transition, and they never realized that Trippy went and they need to switch back onto Javion. So like it's that initial confusion and getting the ball down court fast. In this case, not even in transition. This is just semi-transition. It was off of their make, off of the back cut. So I do think we have been missing. It's really hard um, to differentiate the pace. Where like I want the pace, especially against man, to be higher in full court, but to stay slower in the half court. Um, and I feel like sometimes in the name of like trying to keep turnovers low, trying to avoid mistakes, we have been a little bit slow, even on in these half court reads, or even in these full court reads where we're coming back in transition. because I think the opportunities. So this is not great. A couple times James gets beat on these fifis. It's okay. It happens. Trust me, I know. Happens to me all the time. Um, yeah, and this is so good too. Like, oh my god, we're so fucking good. Like, so Trey is actually doing exactly what I want from him here. Um, he gets the ball out, maybe a little bit slow, but uh, fact of the matter is that like in the past, James gets this ball slow, and he like last season even James gets the ball in this situation. I think James is going to panic, try to get the ball back out to shots, high turnover chance. This is like actively bad. Instead, James is able to create for himself, realizes that Tripp is playing him too tight, gets in front of him, and then continues to realize that the help is Xing out, so he's still in front with an empty basket, and he gets this. Like this is so good, and like this level of creation like is not something we had before, and is exactly what we've been working all season to get. And obviously, we get messed up a bit on the down screen there on the right. We want to switch these. I'm assuming. I think that James is thinking that Regret is full cutting here, which is why he's trying to stay in front of him. But this leaves him very low for this. I don't think. Maybe I could have helped more. I probably could have helped more. I was the top middle defender on this possession. This is okay. I like that we got the ball out fast. I was going to see if Trey was going to be like open on a trail, but they foul. That was Javion who caught it, but that's what I was hoping for. This is nice. Another play where Shots is acting as the play finisher is this called? This is their stream. I don't even know. No, I don't think so. I think this is impromptu. It's very similar to it's like Spider, but Spider, but instead of him cutting, instead of Shots cutting, he gets a flare screen from Trey out on the hash. So this is all really good. That's something we should keep in mind as a potential counter or option against Spider if we've shown them that. This switch is really clean. That was good defense. Just tough. This one was pretty messy. Let me see what happens here on offense. Ball gets to James. I go to set him a screen, but at the same time, Shots comes and gets the ball, which kind of leads to this stack. James getting through all of this is actually really good, and it kind of leads to a funny. This is all kind of funny. I actually like Trey's crash here as well because if James goes up with the shot, he's in rebound position. So I think this is all good. I clear out. This is a good midi, and Trey, off of what was an original cut, presumably to get inside position on James's drive, still has inside position, gets this board. Shots maybe. Yeah, I mean, I think it's always going to be harder for Shots to get to the rim in our offense than against some teams. Like there will be times when there's people in front of him, and like yeah, if Trey's not here, maybe. Frankly, I think you still have rim a little bit here, but I think this is like an amazing. This is a great fade for lots of reasons, and Trey getting inside position on the little guard here is like a perfect time to put up a fade like this, even if it's like a slightly more awkward shot than what you were originally looking for, because this is like such a high rebound chance. It's all really good. I saw Trey's meters on those on the stream when I rewatched last night. So really good job hitting those. Those are not easy or free shots by any means. You got a couple in this first game. We got the hook shot later as well. This one, Trey is just like, I think, a little too attached to regret. Like when you become the middle guy, you got to be ready to step in front and execute the switches here, but you're worried about regret, so that he gets the blow by middle, which is not ideal. This is a tough situation, though, right? Like, they're essentially pulling you into an action that you're not as comfortable with. And like I said, I mean, it took us forever to get the hang of this, and we're seeing this pretty much every possession. But ultimately, we don't want to give up these middle penetrations as well. Really good job staying scheme disciplined here, James. I don't think I could have. If I was you, I would have dropped, and they would have gotten that. So the fact that we get a stop here, a turnover, like, is actually kind of crazy. I didn't notice that the first time. That was sick. And this is tough. This is where the game starts going downhill. But I think it is not as bad as it felt in terms of our play. It's a good step back. Take a look at this drive by James, by Shots rather. This is kind of what I mean. Like, if Shots, so I'll put it this way: if Shots feels like he needs to protect dribble at half court, then it probably means he shouldn't have the ball. So I think Javion was going a little bit too far a lot of the time in transition here, like not staying back to help enough. And I would have liked to see the ball stay in Trey's hands here in this bring up. Let me see what happens here. So like inbound to shot, yeah, to Trey, whatever, or inbound to Shots, whatever. But I think this ball just needs to get to Trey in this spot. You're able to create. I mean, this is a great drive off of it, and you have a lot of space. So like, this is good. I'm not like, it's not that you can't create in these spots. And in fact, this maybe there's a dunk here, maybe not. It's tough. You know better than me. Javion cuts. I'm wrapping around. Is this this might have been a called reverse FCP even. Yeah, I like this turnaround. You get him completely. It's just not the easiest shot to hit. We're in good rebound position. James does a good job getting back while Trey is low. Let's see. How do we give him up? He's just faster than both of us. Yeah, I guess he's just faster. He has 6'6", 90 speed. That's tough. Interesting. This is good. I mean, you're looking for yours, Trey, and I think I also mentioned this in the captain's chat that I think we made a tactical mistake looking to get you inside position on this PG as often. He was definitely ready for that, and because of that, he was playing you low, which is why we had so many perimeter shots open. In this particular situation, this is maybe like hard to see, but I might as well call it out as like something you might be able to you know to find or look at for next time. When Shots is backtracking like this, and he's so far off, this would be a fantastic, like crazy good time to go set a screen on his man, because Shots is like really threatening a shot here, and your guy's less likely to properly close out here because of how worried he is. This cut just doesn't work because Shots' man is sitting so low. When you cut here, you're cutting directly into this path. So like Shots wants to get the ball to you in this spot. Not a good read to pass it here. But when this guy is low, we should be exploiting how low he is, which is not how he's normally been playing, and we should be looking for something high. Pickups and transition are good here. He just gets me one too many times. I got antsy and jumped. Tough. Yeah, just we give a couple. I mean, the press is really good here. I do stop as like to give a safety valve here. Um, yeah, either take a timeout or take more time. I think we did have another second or two before we needed to throw it in there, so I think that's just a little bit of haste. This is tough. So this is just like we went from 26-17. Now they're on a 10-0 run. I think it's 11-0. He makes this, yeah. This is really tough because I think, and I don't think any of this was that bad. Like these are mistakes, right? Like so, let's look at his crab here. Um, sorry, going back more. Yeah, shots is just a little high. He gets the crab. James's jump is he's ready to help, but it's not like not perfectly executed defense, and he pinks his pay. I'm still too focused on scoring here instead of calling something. So I think ideally in this spot, I realize that like, look, I'm just going to be in a box and I need to call something. I think this back door is already here. Flares for shots are going to be like super effective here. Like Trey just screens off big boy. Like look at how shrunk the paint is here. I never really got how tight the spacing got, how low they were playing. This is a departure from how they played in their first game in the first round. Um, this stuff like this is why the perimeter actions were working so well. They're just all so low, so we need to be attacking the space, especially on the hash wings. So I draw the double, but I don't. I miss the read to shots as the person who they do a good enough job recovering. Yeah. And part of this is just I'm trying to force it in as well. Really good job by shots. Like again, like when they are this stacked on the baseline, like you're going to have these fade opportunities, and good job taking it. This is a late clock, great shot, exactly what we needed. It's pretty messy. This whole possession's pretty messy. Yeah, I get why shots react to the slip because we're both playing high. This is just a good read to go to trip instead. But I think in hindsight, obviously you should have stayed up. But I wonder schematically if you should have. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. I mean, Javion or I could have done a better job staying in front of Trippy here to avoid this situation. Great decks. Good shot. I gave up too many of these too, but it happens. They're going to score. Yeah, there's not our best reads. Assuming the read was Javion here. Yeah. Yeah, when he cuts. So Trey feels the double team, right? And this is he feels Shots' man leaving him, so it makes sense to look for shots. They rotate to cover it, but we make the wrong read into the lane. That's okay. Tough when you're getting bumped. I think that's a fine foul. I think this was a big thing where James just needs to like fully trust and like full switch on these more. I think this got a little bit better. I guess this isn't like really the same situation. He just gets a nice move. The center gets a nice move going middle, and that's unexpected. So scratch that. Now, this is probably as good a time as any to do the code. So the code will be finals. Message me finals if you got this far. That would be cool. This auto turnover was so fucking tilting. We did a really good job following up on people, which was good in this game and in this like whole set. This is like a reasonable take. I like that I'm there to follow up on it. Just a shame that we lose the ball. Really good help from Javion. Another tough steal. That one's on the camera flip. So it's just like a tough run. Like I think we do some good stuff here, but it's a tough run. But like yeah, being up 27-16 and then them going on a 22-4 run is tough. Yeah, bad jump, but I'd like to see a full switch on this from James. I'd like to see just James like full switch on this, and then I would have been more inclined to go out there. They do run this. I'm assuming this is where they like run the Fifi against the pressure. I do think Trey like can be aware that like this is happening, and if they're I think they were close enough together that if you were aware that this is a Fifi as opposed to just a cut, you'd be able to turn around and jump and actually contest this. Just because they were running, I think, a little too close together. But I still think the biggest thing is not switch. I mean, the biggest thing is me getting cooked, and then when I get beat, I want James to full switch and then make me make the rotation out. Like this. One of Javion's specialties is creating in those kind of full court situations. He's really good at using dribble moves in the full court like that. So that's another reason why getting the ball out quickly in transition is really good and can unlock Javion in that way. This is a good shot for end of the quarter. I really like the patience. You knew you had another second and you got an open shot. Not mad at that at all. Yeah, this is just too much. Like I mean, like you I think I like that you get the ball away from you here, but like to me, this isn't even like. Is this me or is it? I think this is me. Never mind. I'm a scrub. So ideally, I am Javion, and the ball goes to Javion instead of this. This feels bad. I think like if you look at the assist numbers over the series, they were significantly lower, and it's because of the amount of pressure we allowed them to get on shots that made it difficult for him, and that speaks volumes to all the scoring he was able to do, especially in games 2 and 3. But I think shows that we lost the thread a little bit in terms of how and why we want to relieve pressure. And I get the instinct, right? Like the instinct is to get into shots because the ball, are probably our highest points per possession or whatever is when Shots has the ball in these situations. But I don't think that's true when this level of pressure is happening. So what I want to see is maybe a couple of rec games where we run our full lineup. It can, I mean, it doesn't have to be rec games. Honestly, it can be fucking like it would be really cool to see full games where we run exactly these 5 players in these 5 positions, but Trey is the point guard or Javion is the point guard, and we feed them the ball as the ones bringing up, not because we're trying to like replace shots or like lessen shots' role in the offense. In fact, we're trying to increase shots' scoring uh, role in the offense by doing that. Well, look, they're going to put a lot. You know, they locked me up. They didn't lock shots up, obviously, but they put their best defender on shots to try to create these pressure situations, and the bigs need to be able to, and I think are able to be the safety valves in this spot. So I want to see us use them that way, and I think practicing full games like that is going to be a good way of getting everyone comfortable with what that looks like. Um, Maybe making it more comfortable to like not feel like you have to get the ball to shots in this type of this is a high stress situation, right? I do get it. So good. It's really fucking good, Trey. Like I said, also said this in the captain's chat last night. You probably aren't going to get enough credit for what you were able to do offensively in game one. Um, really good jump. Thank you. This is perfect. Really tough as we're coming back to. They just they hit a couple high percentage shots. I think my blitz is okay. This was not a good collapse from me because he's going right. Uh, Luckily, though, he's so far off to the left that Javion is able to get a good. Fuck, to get a good. Oh, fuck, hell. Yeah, look at Javion's. When Javion has a full head of steam, look at what he's able to create. Like, this is so good. This is so clogged. This is like a perfect spin for so many reasons. One, it spins him away from his pressure. And two, it slows down his timing because he's getting up on top of shots. Shots knows he has to clear to give him space. When shots clears, they follow out, and this just like leaves this perfect this is just so great. So like Javion is best operating with a head of steam. This is partially why Javion can't get himself out. Javion is so good when he has the full length of the court for himself. When he gets too far down court, he is cutting himself off at the knees. So that's even more reason, right, to have Javion sitting down. And like these are always this is the part, even when other parts of Javion's game don't work, that's the part of Javion's game that is always there, is his ability to attack in full court situations. Like right here, and this is okay, so this is the other thing. There in man, Regret is guarding me. I am functionally wide here because Tripp is trying to get over to Tripp is trying to get over to James. Regret is trying to get over to me. I think this is a makeable pass, but you'd have to guess that Tripp isn't staying, which he might be. So I just want to like flag that as like this is the type of thing that happens in man when they're in man a lot. But regardless, this is a great time to get it to Javion because there's some fuckery going to be happening here, right? Someone needs to cover me at least. So like ideally Tripp just stays on me, but they're going to switch. I have no idea what's going to happen here. So Tripp does leave. So I think if the pass was thrown, I'm no dipping that, and that's just free points. But also, I think Javion is just in such a good attacking position coming up the court here, and in part because of what's happening to their defense. This is fine. It's not like a bad read. This is like not like an easy read to me. I just think that because like look, Tripp is like leaving. He's trying to come back over. He ends up returning back out to Javion. But if Javion just has the ball here, this is such a good lane for him to attack. I mean, this is very good as well. Don't get me wrong. I'm surprised they're this fucked. I actually didn't see that he reached because he thought the pass was going into shots. Is that what happened there? Oh, it's because he's guarding shots. I see. So shots goes into the corner. Big boy is not. It's like chasing him into the corner. But when shots cuts, Urban Turbin has to stay low. As this happens, this means because now Urban Turbin is low. Shots pushed him in. Trey is going to be available as the trailer. He takes and makes a great shot. So this is all really good. Like none of this is bad. Um, I I think the biggest thing that is like going to be applicable moving forward, whether it's in the next series or just down the line, is that if they are in man, there are opportunities for them to be. We have to know what their man matchups are. We have to try to figure them out and watch their players and factor their desire to get back to their original spots in when we are making our reads. Like we can take advantage of that, right? Like we can attack them at mesh points, and I think we did that by realizing that I mean, again, I don't think it was conscious, and I think this is part of the beauty of the offense, right? Is that like it kind of just creates these things, it creates these scoring opportunities regardless, but shots by getting out ahead. I didn't see like we mentioned it earlier, but shots made himself an offensive option, gets to the corner. Big boy is expecting to guard him up top, doesn't get to the corner in time. Someone else has to guard him on the corner. When the ball goes into to James on the hash, shots cuts. Give I don't think thinking any of this. I don't think he's trying to attack Big Boy necessarily. He's trying to give James more space. But what that does is it pulls in the center, who is the one who's covering for Big Boy not playing that high. And all of this time, Trey is going to be the last one up the court, the one who should be getting picked up by Urban Turbin probably, assuming he like crashed the rebounds or whatever. But because he's stuck in the paint, where we get a free trail three out of it, and I think it's because of their. It's because we attack their desire to be back into man matchups. So good. Yeah, we play this better where I will attack instead in the future when he debooks. I will like better step to it. But that debook, he debooks left, and then the spin ends up taking him right. Again, just knowing the mechanics of how this is going to work uh, should be able to help us in terms of getting good help defense in those situations in future. This is a good step back. So in terms of the spacing, like I we haven't gotten to like a couple of the moments where like shots comments about the spacing. But here's a moment where like Shots could feel like I could think like, oh, Shots is like kind of upset because he wants rim here. To me to me this is okay. Like to me this is good. In fact, like I think we're just like attacking the space so well. Javion cuts. Maybe he cuts in front of Shots' lane. It's possible. But look at Big Boy react to the cut. He's worried that the pass is getting made. So he drops down, and Shots does the perfect thing to attack that, which is to snatch back here. Look at Regret, leave me also worried about the cut at the same time that I am shaking up. Like this is perfect, right? Like isn't this like the first option was gone, but I think that by cutting we've created Shots here, right? Like shots created his own step back. I had a no dip three on the hash. So this is perfect. To me, we're playing around the space really well. Um, Again, there will be times where it doesn't work out so cleanly, but and Shots as the person who's mostly the one driving is the one who has the most difficult job, right? Where he is going to be the one most often seeing lanes and then having those lanes taken away from him. But I think overall we do a pretty good job. Tough, tough. Just like as we keep getting close, they get a good shot back. We just want to see a jump there. This turnover is just going. We're going too fast. And I know that sounds like we're. I mean, it is. It is at odds with. It's at odds with what I'm saying about us wanting to go fast in transition and semi-transition here. But I think also this is like a bad read. Like this ball should be into Javion. We don't trust that Javion is going to stay low because Javion often drifts too far, and if he drifts any farther here, he's going to get himself intercepted. So I understand why this pass gets made. These are daggers. Obviously, we give up two of these or two or three of these over the course of this first game, and that's almost the difference. Like the game ends up with a big score difference, but it could have been. The game was actually closer than the score really shows, I would say. No, they score here, whatever. Not our ideal, right? Where I get the ball, but I make myself like a safe option. And if this was on a, and maybe this is partially on me, right? Like I'm just trying to like run away from regret so much that I don't do this enough off of misses. Where maybe I could have stood here on more misses to get the ball, but like this is actually like pretty. Like regret does a good job. I end up getting stopped here, but this is like an interesting situation, right? Where like we can simplify this game into almost like a 2-on-2 with James and I. Man, I had him. I might have had it too. I puss out a lot here, and I'm icons up. I get tied up. I lose this jump ball too, which is really bad. Like this is just like so I don't hate the look. Obviously, we don't want to be going out ahead, but I guess I'm just trying to show like the potential values to like getting the ball to someone with space, and I'm mostly thinking about Javion as it applies to this game. This is really good. Nice. We're there to jump on this one. Really tough board to not get. I don't play this well. I'm still not good at playing post rebounds well. This is tough. That's a tough board not to get. We'll give some of those up though. Really bad. Awful. Just trying to do too much. Let's see what other options I had. I'm sure there's plenty. Even just like giving the ball to anyone else. This is definitely one of those moments where I pressed, like we're losing the thread. I haven't touched the ball pretty much at all. I'm feeling like I want to do something. Ugh, this one's also so tough. I thought this was good. This is a good look. I was holding no dip here. It just we didn't get it. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's because of the catch animation. It's got a bad catch animation, and he recovers, and just it's not good. Good job running down that board. Nice. Just wanted to look at this transition again. I do kind of like this cut. It does put shots in an awkward spot, but I feel like this is all pretty good. It's a cool jumper. At kind of the mesh point between, because Trip is like technically guarding you, but this is like you're like again maybe not consciously attacking the point of the switchback where Trip is passing him off to Trippy, and so this is like a good time to shoot because he's less engaged on you. He's like locked in on shots more. See, he tries to run through the screen because they don't realize this is a natural switch in time. So it's a good pull for that reason. This is okay. I could have put more effort into scouting one backup player so we would have known Urban Turbin's game more, but also maybe given more time to Big Boy to know how he plays, because I don't think he kills us or anything, but just could have known more. Tough, yeah. I know you wanted the bump there. I get it. It's tough. Same idea here, where it's like I think Big Boy did a good enough job here. Like this is just like we're kind of lucky this isn't a charge, frankly. Um, and I just think that we needed to have other people in better positions to handle the ball for him. Miss the read, but again, this is like Shots isn't the type to miss reads. Um, but Shots is under a lot of pressure this game, right? Like he just made. I'm sure Shots is thinking, "Wow, like he got lucky to not get the charge there." He's looking to get the ball out. When he's looking to get the ball out, he's looking to go to the bigs, which is partially why he doesn't see this. Like so, when Big Boy falls over, Trip steps up, and that leaves the corner open. Um, but he's programmed to look for the big, so like this makes sense. And this is like the like little bits of pressure building and building onto Shots. And I relate to it a lot because this is how I feel when I'm getting when like the walls start closing in on me as well. Um, I think Shots handled it significantly better than I ever have. It's a good cut. It's a good find. It's tough catch animation. He goes up anyway. Happens. We're still good. It's just tough that we're not, not getting like perfect animations, whatnot. It's a good MIDI. I think the spacing is pretty good because I don't think the drive was there. So this all seems good, right? Like I don't mind Trey's attack. Um, I'm trying to screen him. I think that Trey's like looking to drive here, but we end up with this little action where I screen for Trey. Uh, Trey gets rid of the ball, flares out. Trippy doesn't really follow him here of note, and I get inside, like a good inside position. So this is all really good, and then at the same time, like while Javion doesn't have a lane, he gets a spot in the mid range to take the shot. This is all really good. I think we're just a little behind this one. Get a bad jump animation. Not sure if this is like a turbo jump animation. I think it might be. Um, I get why you feel you need to jump at it. Would have liked to see. I mean, this cut freezes James, but I think this cut's not much of a worry. So I'd like to see James get out here to this. This all happened so slowly. I think James could have gotten out here to this. This is kind of a dagger, especially late clock. God damn it! I got into good position for this too. I'm not good at triggering front fade off of with rhythm, but I actually have a shot here. It's so annoying. Whatever, man. This is really good. This is kind of what I mean, where if we remember back to the play where they ran Fifi on the right, and I said they were running a little bit too close together, and I thought Trey might have been able to jump back. I think Javion does a really good job here. Like I'm beat here. Javion steps as he probably should, realizing that I'm beat. When he realizes the ball is this way, though, he immediately jumps back. This is just like good reaction times, and like he saves this play, right? Like and like that it's like a defensive stop created by Javion's quick reactions. Um, so that was sick. I should have. I've made a bad decision here by not staying in. I end up running, and there's no one here to grab the rebound, and this is a totally grabbable rebound. This is a good reaction by Javion to try to get there. This is tough. It's a small miscommunication. Um, they just get a free run to the rim. Nice. Nice pull. Clutch. Love it. And I like this. Yeah, get the ball to Javion moving in space. This is good. Javion's read here is really good as well. Like, and it looks kind of silly because, like, when I say good read, like, but he doesn't throw the ball early out to shots, and I think he's anticipating Trey trailing, and Trey trails into the perfect spot, and that ends up really good. It's tough. We just don't get a jump. He doesn't beat us going back very often moving forward, though. He beats us 3 times, I think, this game. This is Javion getting use in space. That's perfect. Exactly what we want from him. Very lucky there. It's a good pass out. It's just tough. Again, I forget what we're calling here, but this is just tough. So like lots of things. To me, this is a ball reversal spot. We talked about this in one of the early reviews. So inbound to shots. Shots is immediately being shaded to his left. It is really hard for Shots to ever get left here. But it's really hard for him to ever get right here, too, because what are you supposed to do? In this spot, he can call for a Fifi to free up his space. James can auto cut. I think that is what I would have liked to see. Also, we need to realize this is dangerous, this is bad. Doesn't come up that often because we haven't dealt with a ton of pressure, especially from like sideline out of. This happens a lot off of sideline out of bounds, where the point guard comes and gets the ball, the lock is chasing them, and the lock inherently gets favorable position, pushing the guard against the sideline. And this is like really ineffectual offense. Like this doesn't work. Like look, like Shots even tries to go left. He tries to go left twice. He actually gets there kind of, but like yeah, it's just they have him completely. So like because of the wraps here, and I think these wraps are fine, but we bring the defense into him trying to go left. The much easier thing to do is just have the ball out of Shots' hand and this ball gets reversed. Than having Shots do all of this work to get left. Um, the easy thing to do is to just let him fill in towards the right. It's okay, reasonable. We're trying to go fast. It's a hard shot to make. That normal 2 front fade is really tough. These switches are good. This defense just ends up not. So on the right, I think this is all good. Like, I think this jump is fine. My drop is good. Trey reacts really well coming up. He has the lane, but my presence scares him. Javion's just a little scared because he's been no dipped a couple times. He jumps out to him. Turbin gets inside position. James tries to help, but this is just such a far rotation. Just tough. It's kind of what I mean. I think a lot of this, like from like halfway through the second quarter on, is bad execution. I think this is where Shots like verbally comments that like he feels like people are in his way, and this is me, admittedly. Yeah, I mean, one, this is late in the game, and what's pretty much a lost situation, which is tough. I kind of feel like I'm assuming I cut here because regret feels like he's going up. Yeah, I do. So I actually think this is like I'm pretty happy with this cut, honestly. Like regret is coming up to me, and I cut against the direction of his body, and I don't. This is like fine. I mean, going out of bounds is tough because like it's hard. We can't make the pass to you from here, but the problem here is that Trip ends up low, holding me just long enough for this, and then and I'm low, taking away Shots' lane. But I think I have a lane here, and I think that's a good cut from me. I'm not gonna beat myself up, especially in a game where I'm like not getting tick, which is like I don't know, that's tough for me to. That's not something I deal with. Um, I don't think I'm. It doesn't feel like me forcing to me. This is more of a next season, like future seasons thing. That was a force. Could have done something better. Plays it really well. This is more of a future seasons thing, but I want to see. I want to try to put James in situations where he has to dribble the ball out in space, where I think that's like one of the big weaknesses of his game still. Um, we see it on a couple of these sideline out of bounds. Whenever James ends up on top on offense, it ends up pretty awkward because James is very awkward with the ball in his hands up top with space. So like developing that for those, for those instances are pretty rare, but when it does happen, I think will be an improvement. This is a good. This is a good. You don't screen. You just like dive. I like this. Javon misses shots, but he's looking to make his own. This is a good skip. I like this. Shots is cut. Pulls Trip down a little bit. Trey is ready to shoot. Perfect. Love it. Great. Yeah. It gets out of hand here a little bit at the end. Again, I don't think this is that bad. I do really think it was an execution thing, and a lot of stuff is still going well, especially like the fact that we're finding their defense is getting sloppier. Also, is partially why because they're up by so much. They're pretty much guaranteed. All right, I'm gonna move ahead. Remember the code is finals. Send that to me if you've made it this far, just out of curiosity to see who is watching, especially because this is going to be a long one. I want to know if it was worth it. This will be my third time watching it back. Ugh. Oh God, this is so funny. I didn't like realize this. I think the reason James is open is because Regret is looking for me, and just because of the way we spawned off the tip, I'm on the opposite side, and that's why like Regret is like lost. This is like the power. Like Regret was like on me the entire time. This is the power of like this is where man gets really weak, right? Where like you can just like fuck people up with this. I don't notice this. I didn't even think about this. This wasn't like the prompt for me asking to switch for game three. But it's just funny that James is so open. Like no one's expecting him to be open because like they have the men here. Regret even like went down a little bit further than this, but he's like looking. This is a great fade. It's a good start. Like even so, the spacing here is a little fucked. I whatever I'm looking to create. I think this is fine. Trey realizes he should probably flare out to the corner on this, so when he gets the ball out, he gets to the corner. Another pick and roll comes. This is a good fade to the left, good space. We have inside position. I had inside position because of the cut, and I think this is okay. I make the right read off of the rebound. This is good. So yeah, like there's no opportunity for shots to drive there, but I think we do the right things to keep the offense flowing for the most part. Tough one. This is one of these examples of not switching. Yeah, this just needs to be full switch, full switch. Maybe James is trying, but like I think consistently. So it's funny. I'll mention this now, but I don't know if this is what Shots meant. Um, but Shots said he felt one of the things that worked in Game 3 was that by switching the sides of Javion and I and James and Trey, um, we had the faster defenders on the right side. And I'm not actually faster than James. Like James's build is faster than mine, has better speed and agility. Um, but I think if it felt like that, it was because it felt like James was too slow here. But it's not that I don't think it's that James is too slow. It's that James isn't fully committing. Like this is going to be so small. Maybe this isn't like if it didn't happen here, that's fair. But I think I can see it even in this clip where like I think you can see James like stutter back towards this guy, towards his man, instead of just fully getting in front of this. And I think that was like a big difference. And I think working on building that trust is going to be important because I think Shots and I were getting it more as the game went on, and it didn't feel to me like James, you got all the way there with it. But I could be wrong. Like it could just be like, oh, he got a good like slide animation bump on you, like whatever. I mean, we're both low strength, so like it's probably not a strength thing. Like it could have just been an animation thing, a variance thing. But that was just my read. Like both when Shot said that, when I called the switch. And that wasn't like again the primary purpose for the switch, but I just think there's room to improve on that, and I think that's like so core to our defense. Our defense is going to get killed sometimes by small guards because we don't have like an equally equipped build to like really stop it. But I think that we still end up probably occasionally giving too much up to dominant guards because we're not all the way there at like learning the the pinches and switches. And he also missed like enough passing reads. Uh, you know, it makes it easier when if they're actually going to make the reads, then it's a lot tougher. Our ability to switch and like actually get out to the switched targets though was so much better this series than I've ever seen it. Like we got out to no dips on switches, which was like fucking awesome. Um, I also think we're doing a decent job directing the ball, and we should keep that in mind. This is a really nice kick out. This is a good follow in. Um, this is a great start. Yeah, we want to keep the ball right. We want to keep the ball right. And this is nice. He wraps him. That's what pulls Trey up. Ideally, again, this is a switch where Trey isn't. I think now is when Trey says, "I'm going to play in catch position more." Um, we've been talking about pushing the ball right. We're trying to push the ball away from Regret. Regret's often in the corner, so like pushing him away from middle doesn't matter as much. But again, this should be a switch. This is too easy of a blow by, and I think it is the wrap up that really gets us here. But James is ready for it. We just need to be ready for it on the opposite end as well. Tough, yeah. Javion just running too far out ahead. I like looking for Javion here, but like if Javion's going to run out ahead, that's not going to work. Um, It's a good jump from me after I think Regret does get JV with this snatch. Beautiful. Nice. Let's look at this. Yeah, this is a good no throw. Ideally, this means, so because Trip is the one picking me up, something is going to happen on the left side. Again, there's this moment where we probably could have attacked the switch. If I just sit and Trip starts leaving, we probably can attack them looking to switch back. And like, this is no dippable if I'm not cutting or whatever. Also looking to, so seeing that Trip, and like, this is something I can also, if I'm the one out ahead, and they're in man, and they have somebody pick up on me, if I can call whose man picked up on me, we might be able to like better identify weaknesses. So like James has a moment here as well. Like you make the pass to Javion, but if this pass goes straight to James, James is able to shoot this, and this is readable, I think, because we could have seen that Trip was the one picking me up in transition. And if Trip is picking me up in transition going all the way to right corner, he's never getting out to the left. And this is an opportunity. But the ball going through Javion here is just too slow. Again, it's fine. Like Trip overruns it. So he ends up taking himself out as like a help defender. Regret is low, but he's trying to get back. Javion just beats his singular man and is able to get a free dunk. Still totally good, but like that feels like something that we can do. And I was having a hard time articulating like what I was seeing, so I just didn't say anything because I couldn't quite like dissect it in the game. But like I felt like something was wrong. Like it felt like they were making too many mistakes in transition because of the man. Like the fact that I was not getting ticked despite Regret going corner to corner, not just like corner to corner on the same side, but opposite corner to my corner, felt wrong, and it felt like there were opportunities to exploit it that we weren't. But like I couldn't like figure out the best way to attack it. I couldn't figure out exactly what was happening, so I didn't say anything. But that's something I think we can keep in mind for the future. And like James and other people playing corner should be aware of it as well, if they're getting manned up. Tough. Did a better job of that in game and towards the end of game one, but they get us back here. To be fair to Javion, he wasn't on the scouting report. This is a good shake up. When I start driving, I'm getting boxed, but we end up like Trey ends up finding the good space, and it's again this is another thing that like was in this is the maybe the biggest thing that was in the game plan that we didn't end up doing. Um, so it happened, it just happened to happen a few times over the course of the game, but I think this works so well is because Trey is moving 2 spots away to fill this corner, and one, it's really hard. Like Trippy has to be super locked in, right? Because if he gives up space to a taller defender, even a little bit of space, Trey is going to shoot in the space. And by moving him 2 away, that's giving Trippy just enough problems rotating here that we are able to create this motion. And so I think that again, I think against man especially, um, I want to move people. I want to do more actions from 2 away, longer wraps, L cuts, V cuts, stuff like that, because we create more intersections of the defender having to realize, oh, is this a switch or do I stay? Is this a switch or do I stay? Each one of those intersections is also an opportunity to get screened. Um, and if they don't follow through, if anyone misses a switch, then we're going to get like a wide open play due to a breakdown when they're in man, where like, that stuff is not going to be as effective against zone. It's only like it's still effective, but it's effective because we're trying to get people moving, which this does here. It does in man as well, but in man we're trying to like create breakdowns with it as opposed to just create opportunities for people to attack while they have a head of steam. So that was something that I think we lost from and that's the thing I think would have helped me personally most. to get more involved in the offense in the early going, and I end up doing more of it for myself as the series goes on. But part of that also comes with like potentially clogging more as well. I don't mind that skip. I would have also thought that they would close out to shots there. Shots gets a matchup on Trippy. I don't think we did this a lot either. I didn't do this. It crossed my mind, but again, like I mentioned this in the series, maybe between games, that like in League of Legends, sometimes the shot caller isn't a designated person. It's just the person who's doing best in the individual game. And when I'm doing poorly, it's I feel. I mean, like I'm doing poorly for a reason, right? And when oftentimes that reason is because I don't have a good sense of how the game is actually going, right? Like I'm not doing well for myself because I'm not seeing the gaps in the defense as well. So it doesn't make sense for me to be the shot caller, right? It makes sense for the person who is doing well, who is, and inherently that person's going to be thinking optimistically, whatever. Um, so anyway, that's kind of tangential. I'm just saying that's why I wasn't calling as much stuff on offense. I'm happy that I was like still super vocal on defense. Um, so I didn't call when I had switches on me, even though like I really wanted to. I'm, oh, thank God, I finally have an opportunity to maybe attack someone who isn't regret, and like I wanted to call that, but like I didn't feel like confident in myself to do that. I think which is the right call in this particular situation, but especially when Trippy is on you. Um, this is a great opportunity to uh, we should be aware of it, right? Like we need to do a better job of. It's tough against teams that we don't have scouting on because we don't have a good sense of who's a good defender, who's a bad defender, what we're trying to actually get to. We're trying to like figure that out on the fly. But in these series, especially in like league games and when we have multiple games back to back against the same team, um, when we like even just calling every single possession where Trippy is like a good habit to get to, or whoever the person we want to target is. So I really like this attack from shots on Trippy. Not that Trippy, Trippy should be able to guard him pretty well. Trippy's fast, right? But you can like look how worried Big Boy is. Like Big Boy's not switching off here. He is like fully expecting shots to get a blow by and Trippy not being able to do anything at the rim, which leads to this. This is good. It should have been an extra. Regret does a really good job. Regret's switched off, so I'm switched on to Trip. They have this switch here, and like Regret does a really good job rotating over seeing this. James does a really good job shaking up on this. Um, James, I want to say, like to your credit, these and I like this shot. I think Regret just makes a good contest trade. By the way, not this cut, but the one on the offensive possession prior. James, I want to say that I think that your shakes have been really good. They've been really proactive. They've been getting you back. They've been doing what we need them to do, which is getting you back in transition. Um, you are getting less offensive rebound and press opportunities because of that. But I think that you are still like when it's correct, you're still finding opportunities to go for those. And I think given the build's ratings, it makes sense. And also it means that occasionally when one of our bigs has inside position, they're able to stay there more comfortably because they know that you're not also going to crash on them. So I think you've just been doing a really good job with that. And I wanted to call you out like, and to shout you out for that. I like this, getting the ball to Javion. This is tough, just he gets knocked from behind. He ends up picking it up. It's a good cut from James. Really good job operating in a tight space. Like, fucking amazing, dude. Like, your dribbling has gotten so much better. Yeah, next step is just going to be getting you to do that in more open space as well. I know you were working on the crossover, moving downhill. So like that could be something we think about when we're coming to, not for this next series, but for next season, like over the next few months type deal. I really like this drop. I think Shots and I got into a good rhythm here where like I definitely okay. So again, sorry for the tangents. I felt like I played too many games yesterday before these games. After the games, I was exhausted. Like I was like deliriously exhausted. Just like 8 hours is like too much to play, pretty much without stopping. But I think my defense really benefited from it. I don't think I've like played like super great until now, but I just felt super in sync with shots when shots would go to help. Like this is not like in scheme, right? For shots necessarily to help from middle here. But I felt super confident knowing when shots was going to help and that I was going to be able to play two. And I'm not saying that that's inherently why. Like I wonder if this is like necessary help. James jumps, so I see why shots feels like he needs to help. Again, ideally this would be Trey off the right side, like noticing that when James jumps at this. Um, when James jumps at this, even if it looks like he's about to get back into position, he's very likely to get blown by. He's just like too far behind. So this drive feels very likely to me. So I would have liked to see Trey get in front of it. Regardless, Shots is able to help. It's still technically from one away, but it's not in principle because the drive goes towards the right, and Shots is helping essentially from the left side. Regardless, it works out, and I'm happy that we were able to play two. I remember when James complimented me, and maybe it was in one of the warm-ups about being able to play two. That stuff really helps me like feel confident to do stuff like that. So thank you for noticing, and I did feel really good doing that in this game. Nice. Again, regret doesn't get there. We see it. It's super, super slow here. I want to... Sorry, I just want to... I hadn't thought about this, but another thing we can do in spots like this, I think actually Javion does a good job of this, especially when I'm behind him, is he will screen to make space for me into the corner. I like this cut. So this cut does a lot of the same things, but Javion, if you're listening by some chance, looking to screen for me in spots like these. Again, like if you're aware of this regret thing, and you're aware that he's trying to like desperately get back to me, you looking to screen off people recovering to me can be super effective in this type of spot. You cutting does a very similar thing here where it puts a lot of pressure on them to deal with you instead. They weren't going to make it to either of us here, but like you can imagine a situation where they do make it to me, but they leave you. I could draw two to me because of the inherent pressure. But look to screen as well. Like this is so like yeah, we're talking about the corners being aware if they're being manned up and they have men who are trying to like recover to them and that being really dangerous. But if you're a hash, you could like so like let's say James is getting manned up in the next series. Very likely, like Faust could be on James, and if Faust crashes for an offensive rebound, James is going to have space, and James might not notice, or James might not have the best plan in mind in like the short time that a transition opportunity presents itself to concoct an attack on that. But if Trey notices that, and Trey is aware of the dynamics, then Trey can realize, oh shit, Faust just crashed on the offensive boards. If James gets down there, I'm going to look to screen him off recovering. And that's all just like, slight value add. So it's stuff that we can do for everyone. Everyone can be aware of it. This is all pretty good. We just have to jump at this. These switches are good. Getting beat baseline like this is what I want to see. So Trey, I'd much rather. So again, I think you're too high, but I'd much rather see you get beat baseline by this guy when he drives right than him to split the two of you. James just needs to be ready to jump. Again, this is me kind of like I just kind of say I'm going to do this. I kind of just Iverson through. And regret actually follows it. Trey does a good job drawing to help. This just needs to be a make. I mean, yeah, I don't miss too many of these. Sorry, we're missing this one. This one felt bad. This is tough. One sec, sorry. I wasn't paying enough attention here. Am I supposed to come over here? It's hard. Trey is up, which is really good. I probably should be I mean, I guess I jumped. Maybe I realized this too late. So Trey, really good job stepping up. Look at also same idea. Like this is like James is just like gets so far behind, and this is kind of fucked, and this is like difficult positioning because he's not really pushed to either side. Both shots and I try to help. Trey looks like he's regrets cuts, so Trey was stepping up, trying to take this away, and he reacts to when regret cuts. This is perfect. Javion is standing up. He's able to jump to both of these. These are both really hard to make. We're just all too far away, so this is just like a misplay up top. Really good job in the corners. One of the best jobs playing everything in the corners that I've seen so far. And that goes for both of you. Yep, great drive. We had just enough. A lot of bumps. I don't know what your stamina is looking like here, but like because he hip rides you, I'm assuming you're like fairly low stamina in this spot. Again, I might like to see the ball go somewhere else, but like I mean, you're able to create. Like, no complaints here. You know your build more than me. Like like what you're going to be comfortable doing and at what levels of stamina and whatnot more than me. So, but I am curious to know, Shots, your opinion about what I'm saying. If you think that if having the ball bringing up the ball less in the full court, if you think that would have helped you in this series or not. That's like generally my diagnosis, but like I we kneel to the king, and right now you are the king. You are the one who is you are the straw that stirs the drink. So I don't want to like put my foot down and say stuff that you feel goes against like how you're feeling on the build. That's just my read on it. It was all really good. Good jump. Yeah, we try. Little over chase. I'm a little late on the. Admittedly, I'd like to see the push right here more. It's like it's tough that he gets to go left because he is right of center. This is a longer rotation for both of us, and this is towards regret side, so it's harder for. It's tough because like we had this idea of pushing towards regret when honestly Urban Turbin was doing a really good job no dipping as well. So like okay, actually, this is a good learning moment. Sorry. Going back, there's been a lot of tangents, but it keeps being more things dawn on me the more I watch and I'm talking than I expected, I guess, because the general level of play is much higher. Like I want to keep like giving out those compliments because I think they're absolutely true. Like we're playing so fucking well, and like the level of stuff that we're discussing in the minutia we're trying to weed through are so far higher level than what we were doing, this time a month or two ago. So our game plan was we needed to push the ball away from regret because regret was the significantly more dangerous and more likely to be used corner threat. That ended up not being true because Urban Turbin proved very well that he was able to no dip corner shots, was able to do some creation for himself. He like had a couple middies off of over closeouts and things like that. We never really changed the scheme because of it. And this is just another league analogy. I don't know if I've told it before. I don't know if I've told it to you guys. I've definitely told it to Trey before. But there was an old item in the game that. So in League of Legends and other MOBAs, minions spawn like every 30 seconds or every minute or so, and they walk down the lanes like automatically, and they fight the opposing team's minions that are also spawning. And if you're winning, typically you're pushing your minions farther in, and they're doing like inherent damage to the opponent's base, things like that. And there was an item that I guarantee you was underpowered and awful that promoted one of your minions and just like made it stronger. So a lot of the item's power didn't come from the stats it gave you, but it had this active ability that like enhanced a minion. And I think it was a bad item. Like the item was almost never built, and it was like quickly removed from the game or whatever. This is before there was like really big data on League. This is like early in League's lifespan, so there wasn't like people. I don't know how often the item won or anything. The way we know now, but my teams always played so well with that item because it gave you a rallying point. It just said, okay, we're using this active on this minion. we all better be here and protect this stupid fucking minion because he's going to do a lot of damage. And if he dies and he doesn't get any value for it, like, that's awful. And that was a plan. And it was a plan that everyone could get behind. And we 100% had more success doing a bad plan altogether than by trying to find like a more optimal plan. So so how this applies to this case, the scouting report was, and I think this is sound, that we want to push Trippy away from Regret because Regret is the more dangerous of the corner guys. Maybe the fact that we did push him away from Regret leads to why Regret struggled so much in this game. I don't know. Part of it might just be that Trey did a really good job on him versus Javion struggling against Urban Turban. I don't know. But I think we can all say in hindsight that the premise behind the plan was flawed because the other person they had in the other corner wasn't a weak offensive player. Maybe they were a dependent offensive player, but there wasn't like Tripp where he was like scared to shoot, right? He was going to take shots, was going to make even like what seemed like they weren't contested like on the screen, but they were like, you know, fairly contested ones, etc. So it was a bad plan, but just having a plan for us to rally behind got us to play better as a team, I think, even though in hindsight there might, you know, we would change the plan. So I think that's just like really helpful in general. I think that is like some of the same motivation behind us not switching strategies moving into games 2 and 3, which I think benefited us. Partially it's yes that we can execute better, but also just like having a plan that we can all agree on, even if we are starting to see cracks in the armor, can go a long way. And I mean, I think that could be like the mantra of the whole season, right? Where I don't know if this is the best system. There's certainly ways to improve it. Like, it's definitely not the best system. I don't even know if this is a better system than what like pro teams are using. Maybe we could be even better doing another, you know, doing more meta systems. But like by buying into a plan, good or not, we've been able to have success. So yeah, sorry, I just think that's nice and like that's interesting in this case. I'll get back to like the specific play where this is pretty tough because we are not pushing Trippy to the. Okay. Let's just watch this. We'll see how this goes. We're pushing Trippy right. We really want Trippy to be driving right. Honestly, at this point, I wouldn't mind a switch. Like, again, just like he's not in position to shoot. This is like a non-threat. James is in great position to guard Trippy. I could see this being a switch already. Instead, snatch back. Now we're running back. He's in much better position here. And because we're behind the play, he gets a drive left. Again, we really don't want to drive left because we've already pushed him towards the right side. Making it hard for me to commit. Again, ideally, shots is going to peel off here. I get why he chased. He had pretty much gone into the dunk animation by this point, regardless. Javion has like shown a couple times that he was able to step up on this, so it's not the worst in the world, but I think that's like a breakdown for us. Look at me fighting, scrapping. Let me see about the spacing here, because I do want to be like very intentional about that, because I don't want to, like, I want to not be fucking people's lives up. Like, this one's pretty bad. No, I don't think this is a good take, to be fair. Like, I just don't think I don't think you have rim here. Although if I don't pull Regret in here this Euro, you at least have a chance at this one. Admittedly, like, I'm getting myself in rebound position. I don't feel awful about it, but it's not great. Yeah, this one's not great for sure. It's hard for me to see why I would be cutting there necessarily. Okay. So this play, there's this play, and then there was a couple plays in semi transition where I got the ball where I got early cuts off that I felt like we weren't seeing before. Where again, like maybe it's just I think these are things that shots would have seen um, had there been less pressure on him on ball. And maybe because I'm sitting here just like watching most of the game, like I'm like seeing this stuff, like I see that they have this mismatch here, and I'm able to call the cut on it. And I do think like Trippy and Trip to some degree were both falling asleep when in the corner on stuff like these. Um, and this is why I said in the captain's chat that I maybe want to do some paradoxically sometimes maybe even if I'm shut down, I might want to do some play calling out of the corner or some like ball handling out of the corner because my vision is going to be better if I'm not looking to score. So like I think by this point I had kind of like turned off some of my scoring brain and I was able to start seeing this stuff a little bit better. Whereas Shots was definitely in a more score first mindset as he needed to be and as like his success dictated he should be. This is really good. Let me just watch this. Shots is ready to get in front. This is good. This is just like an overrun. Like I think Shots overruns it a little bit. I don't think it's because you're trying to recover to Trip, although like because Javion's so out of it, I get that you want to recover to Trip. I think you just like you got the good switch, but you overrun it a little bit. Regret ends up fucking this up, which is good for us. Wants the dunk obviously, but gets the hop back. That was good. Was this out of off of out of bounds? We should be cognizant that they do this out of bounds. They pretty much always just use the inbounder to cut. I forgot to mention that in the scouting report, but yeah, this is off of out of bounds. It's definitely a called play. We should be aware that they are adding to that repertoire. I mean, we can say that these are lucky bounces. I would say that we were getting some unlucky bounces in the first. Not a good decision to turn. Been doing a good job on all of these though. And I think I'm good at like reacting to this, like reacting to ball when the ball gets poked loose. I was able to get a couple of these this series. Um, I love that shot, late clock. We were in a tough spot. I know this is like not like an in rhythm shot for you, but I think this is really good, Trey. For being so low shot clock, I'm in good position to potentially get bored here as well. Obviously, it's like it's open. I don't get the board, but I think this is good. I think I remember you saying sorry and us trying to ensure you that we were like we're very happy with that actually. We don't get a great contest here. I mean, again, I think like a big part of the game, the difference between games 1 and 2 and 3, is low key that they just like the breaks, the variance kind of was falling their way, then it was falling our way. Um, I don't know if this did anything, but I see that I'm getting debooked and I see that I'm getting spun on, and I'm pretty happy by the way like the direction that I jump here. Again, this still shows open. I don't remember if Challenger triggered for me. Challenger will trigger on a if it's actually contested, like you like input something that contests the shot. Even on opens, it will trigger. So like an open from someone with Legend Challenger like I have is a harder shot to hit than an open from someone with no Challenger. Um, but I was like pretty proud of this. And again, it could totally just be placebo, but this is like what I mean by like learning the mechanics of the move. He debooks me, and I know he beats me, and once I realize he goes into the spin, he's gonna spin left. I end up jumping left, and I even take like a step before I jump left, and I was surprised that this only showed open, but he ends up missing the shot. Like the help is really good here as well. Um, the rotation all the way through from shots is fantastic. This foul is very good as well. Um, but like that's like small stuff. I mean like that. Like I feel like that did make a difference here. Maybe I'm just coping. Boxes were good. Another thing here, this is kind of interesting. Big Boy is so like this no dip is here potentially. We haven't had this is like we haven't had a lot of time in the half court with shots off ball to know if Big Boy is exploitable like this. This is kind of a lot of space. I mean, this is looking really good. Like whatever's happening here, this is fucking fantastic. This is a good foul because like any of these reads, like he could pass to anyone here, and I think it's good. Like I think Tripp is scared that Big Boy's too far off shots, so James might have backdoors. James might have no dips. My cut and Javion's fill into the corner at like the same time caused this is a 2-on-1 dot. This is a dot. If I get the ball here, I'm able to make reads. Trey probably has a straight down. Like this is all fantastic. So like almost anything is good here. So this is lucky they fouled here because that's a really good situation for us building to be. This is really good. I didn't think about this. This is probably a pretty big mistake, huh? We realized they're in man. So this idea crossed my mind, but not for the right reasons. And like maybe if I'd thought of like good reasons, I would have said something. But a couple possessions of Trey in the corner here on Trippy make a lot of sense, don't they? We already saw that he fell asleep on that backdoor cut. I think this is kind of nice. Like just like doing. We don't call this like ever, and this is like a good reason to maybe do it. Um, I'm getting boxed in the corners. Part of that is I need to work on my corner offense, and I was like tentative, whatever. But I think our offense opened up a little bit when I ended up on the hash. Like we could have at least done some possessions with bigs in the corners, just in the half court, or like purposefully, where we like side switched these to see what would happen. Um, in this case, Regret ends up over chasing. This is a good drive, but like I don't think Shots has the shot. Regret like I think mistakenly over chases, and we have the kick out for a three here. Um, Even just to like again like even from like a different look perspective, I think that might have been pretty good. I was thinking that again because like my in game, my thought was how do I get myself going, and I thought about that as a way to get myself going potentially. I'm like, oh, I have more room like laterally to like fade and stuff like that, and that's like typically the way I've been able to occasionally score against Regret or whatever. But even in terms of just opening it up for the bigs, like potentially getting different matchups in the corners, could have been good. And we've always talked about it about wanting to. We aren't doing this right now, and I think it's fine because I think our base defense is covering for everything. I think that's part of the beauty of it. Um, but we've always talked about this on defense about like potentially changing defensive scheme, play to play, quarter to quarter, etc., to give people different looks. And we probably could afford to do that a little bit more on offense as well. And doing some like preemptive side switches could be the way to do that. It will obviously end up with bigs up top on defense more often. So like it's not something we want to do all the time. Um, but I guess that's also part of the idea of potentially initiating offense out of the corner more, or even this is like I don't think this is like something that is going to be in like Trey's and Javion to a lesser extent bag. But like if we do end up picking up Duck, this is something that's definitely in his wheelhouse of like initiating offense out of the post, out of more traditional horns stuff, like we were doing closer to the beginning of this experiment, just to give different looks on offense as well. Could be good. I get beat. I get James. That's bad. I don't want to do that. Why'd they fuck up here? Oh, this is the down screen slip. Oh yeah, this works. Oh yeah, I guess it wasn't a slip, but you know what I mean. Like these down screen and rolls just like fucking killed them because they were so worried about coming out. This is a good way to attack the if they're honing in on the corners. That's a great way to attack it. As open as I've ever seen them. Good job on this Fifi after messing up a couple other ones, James. He beats you eventually. I remember you saying that. Oh, you got to expect him to go drive there, and yeah, it's true. That's how he beat me in game one as well. Nice blow by. What a monster. Turnover's low. Life is good. Lucky. It's a good quick pull. We didn't get a hand on it. We're just getting a little bit of contest as we're close. Again, same thing. Like they miss. Trip holds me. Watch it. So they miss here. Trip is the one holding me. Again, if James realizes, again, like if we realize this is happening, so like when Trip leaves, like one, this is open. I'd love to have the shot, but two, if James like actually just runs all the way down here, James is staying closer because like he wants to give the. And this is good. This is the general heuristic here of James not being like all the way down is correct. I've talked to James about this before. The idea of like moving forward like a soccer team, right? But if in this situation, if James is ready in corner, we punish Trip for feeling like he needs to pick me up, and then he's not able to pick me up at all. Maybe someone else does, or if he does pick me up, you're actually the one who's open here. And this is if I fucked up anyone today, frankly, this is like I fucked up Javion. I cut here because I know that Regret is behind me, right? So like if I beat Regret to the corner and Regret I know is like closing out to me, again I don't think we went to this enough necessarily. We didn't find ways to go to it enough, but like if I was the man, because we played some man zone like this, if I was the person chasing into the corner, I'd be super paranoid about them like no dipping on me, right? And that's why I cut, because he is running to a spot, and this is like cutting against the direction of his body. As it happens, Javion is able to get in front of his man, but he's fucked, and he's in front of his man in what would be an open dunk, but he's fucked because I brought my man in at a bad time. So I did feel like if I fucked over anyone in this game, it was definitely Javion, in my opinion. Definitely fucked other people over, shots primarily, a few other times. But I remember feeling like I was not doing Javion any favors with my spacing. This is a good look. We fuck up this transition. We're able to get back. Lucky they don't make the throw. This is a good switch. What a weak block. Crazy. The beat on this wrap cut. They've run it a few times, but haven't actually scored. But it's looked good, so I'm not like too surprised. And they got us on one. We knew this would come. It's not the worst thing in the world. We can play it better next time. I like getting it to Javion here. I'd like the ball to get out of Javion's hands. Perfect. Oh, that's so funny. This is the lag out. I was like, what the fuck is happening? I think that's why we went so slow. Okay, that makes sense. We went a little slow on this possession, I think, because Trey said the minute the ball was inbounded that he was lagging here. Cool. I will move forward then. All right, we're playing one half here to finish out game two. We're up 2. This is all really good. This is a good drive. I don't mind this lay. This type of lay has worked for you pretty consistently. I think our spacing is fine. I think. Let's see. I mean, this is really nice. Like, you guys wrapping around each other here is really fucking nice. I don't mind Trey's crash along at the same time. Who is this regret getting this contest? I guess he is. I feel like I'm okay because I'm. Let's see. I'm kind of just standing around. No, this is pretty bad. This is pretty bad. To be fair, I feel like this is enough space. I'm pretty impressed, surprised that Regret is able to get this. But like, I debooked myself into it here, and I'm just kind of standing around clogging things. That like if anything, if I'm back in corner, that should be Trey's spot, and obviously that would keep Regret away. We are able to get the board, but yep, another mistake for me. Again, my thought is, and like, there's going to be moments like this, in my opinion. I, I don't think this was done out of frustration, and I don't. If we want me to do it less, we can. I think it provides inherent value, even though I think on this play it doesn't work out. But especially against other teams, again, maybe I needed to just like give it to Regret that like he like was playing me on all these inside moves I usually try to make, and I needed to like just give it up. But my thought is, okay, well, it's a drive from the left. This makes sense that I'm supposed to crash here, because if Regret goes all the way over, I have the dump off. I put myself into rebounding position. This isn't a drive off of left hash. To be fair, this is a drive off of left corner. Maybe that makes a difference. It probably does, frankly. Also, like, maybe James had it's tough. James probably didn't have a dunk here. He probably would have gotten like a hop animation. So like, yeah, I don't know. I'm still working it out. Sorry if, like, obviously this is a mistake. We're lucky we get the board. I'm trying to figure out exactly what to do, but I think I'm still okay. But yeah, this is really good. Yeah, a little too easy. Again, it doesn't feel like we're really directing him either way. It's good help from shots. Yeah, it's good. It's good help from shots. I think James is kind of ready to go out there. Let's see, one more time. Sorry, just mechanically. I mean, it's hard. It's a hard cover. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say exactly. Great job. Good job. And I mean, this is what I'm saying. Like, even with the pressure, Shots is doing a great job. To me, that was a lot of pressure, but Shots did a great job. He broke it. He uses the fact that, kind of like Javion, he uses the fact that he has a full runway, and they are not willing to help onto him to get himself a dunk. So that's that. I mean, it's really good. Giving this up middle was pretty bad. Sorry, this is a little scuffed. Let's see what exactly happens here. This help is good. This switch is good. Yeah, I think the issue again is that he's right, and we give him up middle. Um, but that's fine if we just switch. I'd like. I mean, like it maybe turned out okay. Like, I think that Trey's in no man's land here. He's like watching the drive, so he doesn't see this shake up. That he should. That's probably his. I feel like ideally Shots is in guarding position on the PG. James should have already been peeled out. I'm probably helping too far off. Um, But luckily, Shots' jump takes him kind of far enough that Regret is unwilling to shoot it. I think he probably missed an opportunity there. This is a good switch. We get a couple of these, so it's seeing more of this type of stuff, like where we actually like full commit onto these switches and get like this feels correct. Okay, like he drives left, like look at where I am. I'm here. Shots peels off. I think plenty of time. James being low here is really good. Like, you're not too high on the guy rapping. So when Tripp rap cuts here, or maybe he has the ball and he drives into the mid range, you are actually like standing in a perfect position for this. So I think there's a lot of good on that possession too. But whew, lucky boy, feels good. Hit some hard ones in this back half of the series. Ankle breaker. It was a really good call. James is able to step in front. I really like James coming and stepping in front of this. The jump is a mistake, obviously, but like we're able to cover this. Like I'm in between two. Like maybe I just get dotted. Like that's probably what's going to happen. But against better teams, different teams. But at least in this game, the drops in the middle worked, and shots and ice synergy on those felt pretty good. This is a good shot. I'm just not going to hit them all. That's fine. Pickups here are good. Really good. Perfect. Yeah. Nice step up from Trey. I'd like to see James get here a little bit sooner, probably. It was a good job. I mean, it's hard to say because like a different player might have already scored here, might have already taken it to the rim, might have shot this one. Um, and I give James credit for not leaving. Um, but then this one, it feels pretty tough that he beats us middle and James leaves, and it looks like we get there in time, but we really don't. Regret's just like I think like overly patient. I mean, it works because we jump at him, um, but we probably could have done a better job on that. Not a great one. I do think that I mean, he starts playing you higher and jumping. I didn't like see these exact like animation sequences because this looks good. Is he just jumps here? No, he just hands ups here. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, he just like plays it better. It happens. Like for the obviously you took a bunch of great ones. There was just like a small run here in the middle of the series where he's able to get to some of those. Let's see, how do we lose this in transition? I just get beat on a cut. I'm assuming. Yeah, that's bad. I do remember thinking that Trey was going to pick this up. I feel like Javion would have, but I'm too high. Like I can't get this up. I do again. Maybe this is a next season thing, but I think we have to. I think it's correct that we should be working on different pairings, people being next to each other, people being next to players who they aren't used to. I just don't want to get into a serious situation and not be able to switch if we need to. If we feel like for some reason on offense, like having James on right hash and me on left hash is better for whatever reason, or on defense, and that, like not being able to switch only one of the pairs feels like something that eventually I'd have to like concoct the situation, but like feels like something we will want to do eventually and we aren't able to do. So like as we keep building out the fundamentals, that's the type of thing we want to work on. Again, like it's kind of like secondary, and now we're kind of working on to tertiary skills. Um, but I think that's just like me and Trey not having a lot of experience with each other. This is a really good board from James. Yeah, really good. Don't love the shot, but it's fine. I get why. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? Like you're not gonna ever get comfortable pulling uh, unless you take those. And I think it was overall a big net positive for us. So not sad about it at all. This is good. Way to stay in front with your jump. Boards are good. Really good job by Javion bringing the ball up in transition. Just gets the dead leg. Um, is this Regret who tries to jump out to him? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, this is perfect again. Like just getting trusting Javion in these transition situations. It's where he does a lot of his work, where he's best. And I think part of the reason we didn't work out last season, like it wasn't like a perfect marriage, was because Javion and I, a lot of Javion and I's strengths overlap. I think Javion and I are strong in the same facets of the game. Um, Whereas Trey and Javion, as like two of our three primary ball handlers, have different strengths. I would say where uh, Trey is able to do like bigger vision stuff is going to be better going slower. Um, Whereas Javion obviously is going to have some of this like transition burst. Um, and I feel like that works out better for us. We just have to like fully unlock it, you know. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to. I think my help is correct here, and I think we just need to be able to jump up more. I think Javion's just like a little too low. But we're lucky we're taking this. Yeah, this is the other one. I think this is the only other one that happens like in transition. I think you dribble yourself into a bad spot here. One, pressure is high. I think this ball just needs to be Trey's. But you're again like this is kind of like the sideline out of bounds thing. You're dribbling yourself towards us. We need to either make you space, but you're just like dribbling to the side that you don't have a lot of space. I guess Javion does, but like he just beats you to the spot. Now it's already kind of a tough situation. If you try to throw this right now off this bump to Trey, this is probably a pick. Um, I maybe should have cut earlier and like Javion should have gotten lower. Maybe that would have been better, but it's hard to say. Also, I mean, man, that looked like a close out of bounds. So again, it's the same kind of idea with Trey though. Like nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? Like you're able to get multiple blow-bys over the course of the series, get all the way to the rim in these type of situations. So, you know, like I think we would both agree that's like not a great read. Like it wasn't a great result for sure, but some of that is just like natural. Like you're going to get some of that when you're trying to be aggressive and attack your matchup, which you've shown like you're definitely correct to do. Really good job stepping by James there. They do a great job. So I mean, like so this is a good step up by kind of watch exactly when the cut happens. I get why Trey gets beat here. I think this there's like one like there's multiple of these stunts towards the same side. It is tough. I will say that like if he I don't know what we're supposed to do in this situation, but it's just like something to keep in mind, I guess, when you're in isolation defense. I guess whatever you're in help defense here, but um, Trippy D-books to the right. He's clearly probing right, and Trey does a really like seamless like look at this step up when James goes up, and then they recover. This is perfect. He's just done that and seen it. So when he goes to reset here, it makes sense that he is looking to now attack it. And I don't know if the answer is you just can't show him the exact same thing twice type deal. Like it makes sense that okay, like oh we see he moves right, James steps, Trey steps up. Um, Now that he's seen it, they see the counter. Someone saw the counter, right? Like or maybe they just felt it, right? Where Regret ends up cutting. Again, I think could maybe be handled by playing lower a little bit, but like we've been getting no dipped in the corners, especially in the opposite corner. I get not wanting to get no dipped, and I get feeling pressured like in this situation to go up. Maybe not a great time for James to be stepped off as far as he is. Like this might be pulling Trey, making it harder for him to guard this cut. But I also, and this is kind of what I meant in the scouting report of disguising our help. This is not something I do. I like just bank on people in 2K being too blind and too overloaded with information to deal with like a lot of dribblers, myself included. If I'm trying to like break down shots here, I'm not even like computing that James is here, even if he's just like planted here. But the higher and higher you go, the better and better you need to be at disguising your help. And at this moment seems like a bad moment for James to be as far over. And it doesn't do Trey any favors because Trey, rightly, and we just saw exactly what he needs to do, he feels like he needs to step up to this, which is going to leave him open for the hash. If James is disguising his help more, maybe they don't like feel that this play is as free. Again, this is like a really, really high level thing, and like the gap between disguising your help and then when you do helping aggressively enough, because like that, like those two things are in contrast, right? Like I've been telling you all series in this review, oh James, I really want you to like full switch, I really want you to make sure you get in front of them. Well, this is an easy way to make sure you get in front of them, right? And I do the exact same thing, right, where I will stand super close, um, like this. And I think this is just like them wisening up to how we're playing it and finding the counter, which is why we need to now level up and provide the same level of intense help, um, while having it be more disguised. Or even within the same possession, we had a successful help of exactly this nature where you stepped in front of a debuck, Trey stepped up, and then when he goes to reset, trying to find something else or helping less or like just like throwing a different look even within the same coverage so that they don't do this. It's really hard. Like it's a I sorry, losing my voice. It's a mind game, right? Yeah, it's just about finding the right balance between those things. I think you guys played it pretty well. Again, I don't think I disguised my help well at all, and I'd rather you help the way you were just helping, leading to this type of situation where we get backdoored. And this backdoor feels different than the backdoors that happened in game one to me. Um, which is good. Like the backdoors in game one felt more like we weren't playing them well, whereas I really feel why Trey had the pressure. I do think we wore him down, man, because like these are bad shots. He just ends up taking a lot of bad shots here. I think we just wore him down with the help. So I'm happy we had the wherewithal. This is really nice, huge. Um, I was going to I was going to say this yesterday. It felt like in game one, Trey was the MVP, even though it was a loss. Game two, low-key, Javion was kind of the MVP. Thought like that shot is not a shot I expect Javion to find and hit. I thought Javion played really, really well in this second game, the bifurcated game. And then in game three, I think it's hard to say it was anyone but Shots who just fucking like threw us on his back, especially offensively. And his and I's defense like really like tightened up, like was like the best it had been all series. It's bad. Got beaten out of the cut. Maybe I'm giving myself too many defensive chops. More mistakes than I thought. That one was tough because it was the end of the quarter. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm just playing too high. Remember the code is finals. Send that to me if you've made it this far. I know that's like the third time I've said it, so giving people opportunities to send it even if it skipped around, which would be totally fine. Sorry, there's no timestamps for this. Hopefully it's helpful. I know it's a lot. The offensive possession is interesting. Cut is good. Pass is good. I probably had a dunk here. I'm a pussy. I run it out. I come back towards Trey. Trey and I do like a little high-low thing here. This works. Yeah, I mean, this works out pretty well. I think we're both kind of like looking like Trey's looking to just like go up immediately because he has space, but regret ends up getting stuck on him. So like if he wasn't going up immediately, the pass back would be there. But this is like a great take. Like this is good. I think we just execute this really well. But again, a little bit of hesitancy. Maybe some hesitancy for me is going to be good though in games that I don't have it. Really good job. I did the second O board for James. Like again, I talked about James getting into fewer O board situations because he's leaking more. Obviously, this is on a free throw, but yeah, he's just like huge, like just like extra possessions. We've had like 5 or 6 O boards already to this point. That's fantastic. It's huge. And against a small team like this, like we should be able to get them even with our low ratings. This was a force. Sorry. Really good chase down. Bailed me out. Really love that. You guys are great, man. Holy shit. How good is my fucking team? Yeah, I like this quick decision. It was not there. I think this is a good no pull decision from Trey. Pump, fantastic, and just no one's on shots. Beautiful, beautiful basketball. Son of a bitch, I'm fucking hard. Switches here is good. It's like Javion and I had an attempt to do this earlier, and we kind of fucked it up. Yeah, one too many. Yeah, regrets good. This gets us. Just get you moving back, forth, and then you feel like you have to jump. Like eventually he must take this shot, but he will, but he's also going to use your building anxiety to drive on you. Not a great middle cut from shots. I think you realize that we just aren't expecting Javion to drive there. This is a good find and good on Javion to go up. I like going up with square there as well. You had enough space. It's a good decision. Really good job being ready to jump at those. Able to make them right read. Realize trip is on me. And get it to James. A little late, but plenty of time. Really happy we were able to get to that. That was cool. All right, let's see. So, yeah, I should have probably just full switch to take this instead. Shots aren't reading this pretty much at the same time. I jump, Shots doesn't, which means that when Trip readjusts, Shots is there. James comes over. Really good job coming over all the way from the right hash. He also makes it in time. He actually times it well. And we get the board off the foul. Really, really, really good. Sick. So you got to be fast. If we are helping enough, like you got to be fast, crisp on making your offensive decisions if you're like really going to punish us when we're playing like that. Yeah, tough. This is kind of what I mean. I want James to be more comfortable in this situation where this feels like really gummed up. I think you can call yourself a ball reversal in this spot. I think you might have been even calling for Trey to cut. I think this is just like a bad read of the game state. Like, I mean, you're the one with the least PG experience, I think, of anyone on the court right now. So I don't blame you too much for this. To me, it was already kind of clear that these inside duck-ins from Trey weren't really working anymore because he was playing so low. So I think that you're trying to which is good. You're trying to call to the game plan. Which I mean is as good a thing as any to listen to, I suppose. But yeah, this is just like he's playing low. Trey just fails one, and he goes back in. He's still playing low, so we're kind of running him into it. This is just like not a fantastic call. Part of that is on me for the game plan being wrong, right? Like I can't expect you to do anything except for follow the game plan, right? But I think if you were more comfortable dribbling. Or reading the floor in these situations, like we'd find like better things to do. I think I would have been caught, for instance, but like I think that like my wrap here feels like I feel like I feel like I'm ahead. Like if I get the ball in this space, I think regret is actually getting there, but like I feel like I have attacking chances, you know. But I'm also greedy. I'm so good, man. I actually do the right thing. Look at me filling. This is good. Look at how fucked our spots are. Look at oh man, this is beautiful. I'm in the corner. Javion from the left corner is on the right hash. Trey from the right corner is on the left hash, and shots from middle is left corner. So good. And look at me trying to play like in catch position here. Um, this is tough because ideally we don't want him getting to middle, and it's because I'm helping towards middle that I'm helping too much, despite the fact that Javion is really more shading him towards James. In this position, I would expect, and maybe this should just be a general rule. I don't know. Um, to me, it makes the rotations a lot easier when if someone is operating on the hash, you're taking away middle from them. So you're trying to push them to the side. This also has the added benefit of like fitting into the scheme, right? Like we don't want this drive to ever be given up. This rotation just always seems so easy to me. Maybe I'm overrating it though. I'm not like playing in this position a lot, but like it feels like if Javion is here and I'm playing here, it's just really hard for them to do anything, right? Like you use the sideline as your extra defender. Like if he gets middle, he has the option to go both ways, and you just don't want him to be able to go both ways. It's like so easy to just push him to the right here, in my opinion. And even a quick dot, like now I'm like getting to like maybe too far away, probably too far away, but like yeah, I mean this step is the real like the minute Javion gives him up left, I can't be stepping. Like my thought is that we just like full switch here. Um, but yeah, I going back to something we've talked about in previous things, not something we've talked about with Javion, and I think this is also a problem with Javion's defense when Javion was up top, top middle, again playing point guard, is that Javion will play too too true. This is like the same thing Loyalty called out James for last season. Is like you just have to make them pick a hand. You have to like take away something. And if you guys remember, in one of the most recent reviews, I talked about the Jeremy Lin breaking down the Luca thing, and one of the things he mentions that like really clicked for me, and it really just tied together. It tied together what Loyalty has been saying about defense this whole time. It ties together to what I've been thinking but unable to like fully express into a rule when it comes to the defense is that if you are chest to chest with the offensive player, basketball is just too, and this is true in real life, this is true in 2K, it is too favored for the offensive player for you to be chest to chest with them unless you as the defender are significantly more athletic or skilled. Um, you have to be choosing one of their shoulders to be lining your chest up with. Um, and I think that it would be good for us if the ball to just have the rule. And it's going to be hard for a little while because I think it's going to be, it'll take experience and more reps for our corner guys to get like very comfortable with this. But I just think it's better if when the ball is on the hash, we always shade towards towards the corner man instead of towards the middle. Um, and we can change that, and we should be able to change that. Like the same way we were talking earlier about changing your defense entirely from like a 3-2 to man or whatever. I think we should be able to change our principles, but I think our base should be when the ball is on the hash, we shade him to corner. And if they're beating that, then we change. Then we start shading him to middle and seeing if we can and like right if they start like beating this with no dips or if this guy starts cutting back door or they like wrap to create empty ball side situations. and then we struggle with those, we can switch it. But I think like having a rule that as a base, we are playing on the ball handler's shoulder that would push them towards the sideline and baseline. I think that is going to be good and is like consistent with the rest of our principles. It also, I mean, I like where Trey is standing, right? Because this also lets James take a step this way. We can play like sort of deny on all of this. This also means that Trey is in catch position if the middle cuts, right? So like James also is here, kind of adding to this deterrent effect to Trippy going middle. And if the counter happens and Tripp cuts on him, Trey is able to pick him up for him. Um, I think that kind of stuff is going to be good. So I'd like to start adding that in, especially because we've been trying more and more to get people to operate out onto the sideline as part of these game plans, and I think that's going to continue. I think generally we should keep doing that. That should be like one of the main focuses of our press, so that they don't end up middle where these rotations are long. Um, So yeah, I think we should add that in as one of our rules. I really wish I could remember everything we talked about. So I really hope that somebody is listening, even at this point, after what's probably been like, holy shit, it's 5:15. It's probably been like 2 or 3 hours. I'm still having fun and I'm still enjoying this. That if you are reading this or listening to this, if you could note that down for me, and hopefully maybe you've taken some notes about some of the other stuff I've said. I actually think that there's like been some good stuff here. It's not just Glaze, maybe because we've still been struggling. We're only now starting to pull away. But again, on this play, once he gets beaten left, I take too many steps to the left. I give up the corner. Not good. That's me. This was kind of messy. Oh my God, would I love Javion to just press circle here and screen this? Like, if this is a screen, I'm nutting. This should be a screen all day. Oh, he does. It's just a little late. Um, I get why Shots crosses back over here and goes middle, and I also get why Javion cuts. Javion is expecting Shots to go to the corner. Honestly, and again, like this is it's so funny. I think this is just like the difference between when you're in a scoring mindset versus when you're in a passing mindset. Um, to me, it just makes sense that Shots takes this out, knowing he's running into 34. Like he's getting stopped. Like he's not like getting baseline ever or anything here, but he's doing this to eat up this defender because Javion is like so open and Nine is not catching him. So, but if you're thinking to pass, that makes sense, and I think that Shots would see that the same way like I'm seeing it now or whatever. But I totally get like it makes sense. Like he's crossing over to attack this space. But when they both go here, it's funny because Trippy, more than anyone, Trippy has been helping off, which we've like punished them for. In this case, it works because like both of them are beat. This is like a fullback and running back. Um, but Trippy is able to get in front, get a bump on it. Maybe Trippy would have done that to Javion, right? If Javion cut, Trippy would have taken the cut like this. It makes sense. So this is unfortunate. Yeah, I don't know whose, if anyone's fault it is. Like, if we could communicate this on offense, that would be sick. I love how we're moving around this. Like, Trey is ready to wrap. I'm already starting to wrap. That all seems really good. Like, Trey is, like, of note, Trey is making a metric fuck ton of space away from Trippy here. 34 still feels like he needs to chase Davion. The offensive possessions are quieter than the defensive possessions, and I think talking about what we're doing on offense is so like individually on defense. Uh, it's not the easiest thing in the world. Like it's not free, but it feels so much more natural for whatever reason to say, I'm switching this, bump left, etc. To say the little communication things that we do to give our teammates information, and it makes our defense seem so lively, and our offense is so lively, but a lot of it is happening unspoken, which is good. I mean, the best thing for it is to happen unspoken. Um, but this is the type of situation where if either one of you could articulate what you think is about to happen, or that what your plan is to do, um, you could benefit the other, because I don't think there's like a right or wrong answer. This is just like a synergy thing. Like I don't think there's like you can't create a rule for this scenario where like the point guard always goes out and leaves the center mid. Like I don't think that stuff's good. I think this is just like if it's so hard because like this isn't normal. I don't think this is normal in basketball really either, to talk about this stuff on offense. This feels like a failure of communication more than anything. And I have noticed, like, maybe I'm like weak willed, but hearing people's voices on defense makes me feel less tight, makes me feel better. Um, and that's like separate from the fact that I think it has legitimate effects in making you play better. Um, and sometimes our offensive possessions, even it's so cool that we can do all this stuff and for the most part keep good spacing and keep good principles, and to do it all without talking. But sometimes I feel like our offensive possessions, I feel like I'm holding my breath for 24 seconds, you know? And I think part of that is because there's not talking. And like when there's talking, all the talking that there is a play call. Um, I just wonder, and again, I don't know if this is like something we would try. I don't think it is something we would try to implement for the finals. Um, but down the line, when there's more time to experiment, I would love to experiment with offensive communication to see if it unlocks anything for us, mentally or in terms of just like the quality of the play. Um, if anyone's note taking, mark that one down. Code finals, message me finals if you're still this far. If you can tell me how many times I asked you to send code finals, then you get a gold star. You get a lick of the ice cream cone. I don't know, man. Pickups here are good. Tough. I I do this a lot too, and I think I do this. I want to say I do this because I'm anticipating passbacks. I think that we get blown by. It's funny because Javion just did it here on the hash as well. Um, I think part of the reason we give up so many on ball blow bys is because we are maybe too quick to put hands up in isolation defense, which makes it tough for us when we get beat by a step. I think this is like a pretty bad jump. I think you're close enough. Better to jump than to not. This is like kind of misplayed. This is me trying to dissect the. This isn't really an off-ball cut problem, but this is trying to address the uh, isolation defense in the corner problem. And it's not just like a Trey problem. It's not a Javion problem. It's not just a me problem. I think it's like a very common thing. Um, where it's like, okay, like how are we trying? I want to try to up our level of isolation defense. When the ball is isolated in the corner, how do we want to play? And honestly, it probably makes a lot of sense to look at regret and see what regret is doing to me. Again, I don't know what that is, but like these games where I'm getting locked up from the corner, whether it's regret, whether it's loyalty from last series, um, yeah, trying to get a little bit of that into our game, whatever it is. And I think I don't know what it is because I wasn't obviously able to beat it, and I'm not clearly not able to do it when I'm the corner defender myself. But just something in mind. Again, a long-term development thing is isolation defense out of the corner. Yeah, this is good. It's stuff like this when I talked about potentially doing side switches. I really appreciated when Shots was it was like I think he like pretty liberally screened me out of the corner, maybe realizing that I was uh, antsy from lack of touches and lack of offensive success. But like that was messy, like that wasn't pretty, but having more space to operate helped me. And part of this is just needing to get better with smaller quick decision movements, but also some of it might just be like getting a different look where I was able to get the ball on the move. I had a step or two on regret. He's able to get back in front of me, but like ultimately I'm able to work my way through. Um, and I think that that was something that was like a big point of comfort. I think that a lot of my points, I'd actually love to see my shot chart from this entire series. I don't know how much, if at all, I scored from the corners, and like some of that is on me. I need to like work on my corner isolation offense game. But getting me out on the move was a big help to me, at the very least in terms of my comfort. I regret not ready to shoot. Lucky miss. I mean, it's a good closeout. He just 6-2 no dipping is just tough. There, we played pretty well there, knowing that I mean it's a blow by. I don't think we want to give up the blow by. Better to give up the blow by. Remember, this is essentially the fourth quarter. 1 minute 26 left. We're up 9 in this spot, so they really want threes. He needs to just take the two there for sure, 100%. Um, this is a tough one. Definitely can't give that one up. Just like game situation wise, like the 3 or 4 seconds left on the clock. No, they've like shown that he's just demonstrated he's like hunting for a three. It's in the scouting report that he wants to take that no dip three. So like that's just one that like we can't give up. Just trying to kill clock, but like, man, I have it. This is a great screen. Thank you, Shots, for screening him here. Like that was a shot, right? Like that's I debooked into it. I just like wasn't confident taking the pull up. Give the ball to Trey in a really bad spot. Luckily, we're in rebound position. I also have a really bad crash. Like this is dicey. Like between that three, I remember like feeling it. Like that three into this really scuffed possession and like how tight I was. Like I'm very happy that we were able to hold on because it was not like feeling good in this moment. Like we played so well this entire game, but still close enough to fuck it up potentially, and we got lucky. Yeah, 4 point game here. 40 seconds left. Scored out of the corner that time. Um, Dangerous pass. I mean, I think this should be Javion's ball most of the time. I think maybe you expected Javion to get closed out on here. I would have. I mean, frankly, I think that's a really good call. And yeah, I just think that I wonder if regret his hands up because he hands up. I mean, he gave me baseline here when like he can't be giving me a two in the spot, but I wonder if that's like the trick is just being more judicious about hands up in the corner on ball. Whew. Crazy rebound. Moving the ball up quickly in transition. Like I think this is like Loki. Like love this. Like just like finding the person who is then going to find the person. And like I like again like I don't think this was like it wasn't this free all game, but we got two of them in this game after we didn't see any of them in game one. So like it's good. I think like this got better. Um, but yeah, and it's two forces playing against each other, right? Like we do want to slow the pace down, but I think there is a difference between transition and semi-transition, and there's room to attack them in man, and this is like a dagger. Now this is a 9 point game, 20 seconds. Late jump. I think Shots has jumped his fight. I think James is like the one closer to help position. James never jumps, but I think James is actually the one who's like Shots is kind of the one guarding him, and James is the one jumping at him. So I'd like to see James like getting there, and getting a better contest on this. Now we're fouling. Life is good. All right, on to game 3. Same idea here too. So I kind of want to. So I think Shots is a really good thing here. Um, we came out showing Trippy that we were playing him high, trying to condition him to go forward. Right, what we didn't want was to get beat backwards, and now one I love so I love this positioning, right? Like regret is right, we're trying to push the ball left. This is clear, like he's playing Trippy's right shoulder. The help person is like the person who should be helping is very obvious, and that it's James. I like that Trey is lower in general. It's tougher because like he probably should be a little bit higher. um, in this particular situation, where I mean, he's not looking there, right? Like when he's looking on the hash, he's been looking for Trip. I think that was like a big problem for them, is that they didn't have someone they consistently wanted to look for out of the hash. This is really good. They tried to no dip him, it doesn't work. Javion's ready. Look at, they're still pretty confused. So like so this is like I was hoping to get the ball here. Look at how confused they are. Regret like spends like a bunch of time circling around here, not knowing where to go, not realizing that I'm in the left corner. I think like I had no dip opportunities here. I mean, this is a great pull up. Wow, I didn't remember that. That was sick. What the fuck, Trey? You're so fucking good, man. Way to put in the work. Oh, this is beautiful. Yeah, great. Whatever. Help from the corner. Fuck if he cares. Bang. 27-footer. Off limitless. Suck his fucking dick. No dimer needed. This is so funny. Um, this gets a big contest. It's because of this particular animation. James is just like this perfect animation. I remember thinking, oh, this is wide open, right? Because James like jumped from like the free throw line. If only you could like if you could like control animations. Maybe there's like stuff there that we don't know that we could do to control the animations more, like left stick input when you press triangle, stuff like that. But it's so funny that he's playing so low. I think it's a really good pull up and just 25% contested, like no hoper. Fantastic. Again, another situation I'm pretty wide. Regret actually ends up being the one pressing. Hard. I mean, I don't think that you can make this pass, obviously. Shots. God, it's so funny, yeah. It also, like, he looks like I'm marked, and then I'm open. This is the type of thing that, like, Loyalty would yell at me a lot for missing, so not going to throw too much shade on it. I just think this is the benefit of, again, going back to like one of the biggest points of this is of maybe you couldn't make this pass. I'm not sure from like this point or from a few steps sooner. Regardless of whether you could physically make it or not, it is significantly harder to make this when you're under pressure, right? Like you were getting bumped all the way at our baseline off of the rebound. Trey does try to like get himself open a little bit. I think maybe you could have gotten the ball to Trey, but it didn't look like great. I understand why you would bring this one up. I think the big thing is Javion needing to like realize that you needed more help and come down sooner, and the key was probably going to be the one who needed to get this ball and then make this extra pass. But those things about this particular play aside, there is just so much. Like it's hard to quantify how much burden gets taken off of you when you have options you're very comfortable with, giving the ball up to when you're bringing the ball up like this. That was sick. Does he know? It's a really good bounce. I don't think James could take this. What a bounce! I mean, that's a fucking maybe James could take this, but that is a sick nasty bounce. James does a really good job immediately, like dribbling with it though. Like a lot of people just like stand under the basket and get collapsed on. This is really good. Like that was all of it was sick. And maybe something communication would help if he called bounce. Maybe there's something there. I remember Shot saying he was playing. He played that one too high when I was apologizing for not helping. I don't think I ever got to this point. We've set up Trippy this whole game playing him high, and I think Shots correctly feels like he's like, okay, we have him into this, we have him into a pattern of play, and then he adjusted his response to that based on what we've coaxed him into. So we coax Trippy into playing up, going towards the paint, debooking, and then now towards the end of the series we change how we play, and Shots ends up playing a little bit lower, and I think that made a world of difference in this game. And it makes sense that Shots would say, sorry, I played too high, because in his mind, consciously or subconsciously, he's decided to play lower on him. And I think that makes a lot of sense just in terms of like giving people different looks. Like it's like level 2 of the game plan, right? And whether he figured it out or not, just like being able to give him that different look, knowing, okay, we're going to go from playing him high to playing him low, being able to switch between those possession to possession, the same way we call out on any given possession that we're going to stack this or we're going to fight through the screen or whatever. We can play like, and the coverages are different, right? Like it changes the way we're all positioned up top. I know I'm paused on an offensive possession here, but hopefully you know what I'm saying, that like we can change. We don't have to. It doesn't have to be like an entire schematic thing. There are lots of things that you can call out to change play to play. And honestly, changing the way you play someone in an individual matchup, play to play, can be really effective as well. Whether it's like you're playing them super low, forcing them to shoot, versus. This is why I try to call out that I'm blitzing, right? And I think that's one of the ways I've had some success getting steals. It didn't happen really much in this series. I had one blitz that resulted in a steal. Oh, no, it wasn't even a blitz, but you know what I'm saying. Like you hear me call that. That's like the type of thing that and again, I don't even know if Shots had this exact thought process in his mind, but him apologizing for playing too high made me think of that. Remembering that now, and makes me think about like potentially adding to the game plan in that way, and being able to switch not just our macro strategy, but our micro strategy of how we're going to guard certain players possession to possession to give them new looks. Did I fuck him? This is the fourth did I fuck him of my life. I mean, I do fuck him. We both have. I mean, to be fair, we both have the same idea. I should probably realize at this point that I'm just not getting this inside on regret. Okay, okay, I fucked him. I fucked him. My bad. My bad. Shit. Let me see this. Perfect. Go to Trey. He's the open one. Crazy shot. That was nice. Javon looking good shooting. That was good. Yeah, I did a really good. I'm pretty proud of myself for getting low here on this D book, so that when he doesn't get the full spin in front, he gets in front. But I like run. See, my back is towards him, but like this is still a tough shot because I'm ready to jump pretty much at this. This is fine. I don't mind. I get why Trey sank because he looks like he's about to go rim here. It makes sense that he passed to the corner. It makes sense that Trey overran it, like closed out here, and he tacked the closed out. And I don't think James or I's angle to this to defending this closeout, this attack of the closeout was very good. It all makes sense, but those are all. Each one of those was a point where we make like a micro mistake, not like a blunder, but like each one of those is a mistake, and it was like 3 or 4 like small mistakes adding up to getting like a free dunk. How did I smoke that? This is big meter too, right? Yikes! Getting me onto because shots operates from another thing just from like a look perspective. Again, not what I thought about when I asked to switch the sides, but because shots operates a lot off of left hash, the left corner ends up being isolated corner, and um, I think in general that just gives me more opportunities to interact in the offense, um, which probably would have been good to think about. I think it's been working a lot for James. Like I like how we are set up currently, right and left. But this is just like an interesting idea. Like this type of action just wouldn't happen when Shots has the ball. This would only happen off ball. Um, if I was on the other side, but miss dunk aside, obviously, I think this is a good dunk and this is a bad miss. This is a really good rebound from Shots. I'm cold. I'm cold. I'm cold. Man, I want to hear the table slam. That was bad. I feel so good when I get that animation and I'm like expecting it and I can finish it because the meters are fine on it, but I just get it. It's just an unexpected animation. I mean, it's unexpected for me as well. Not like thinking about it usually. Sometimes I am, but like I'm going out and then oh nope, pull me back in, and that was a hittable meter for sure. I'm cold. I'm cold. I'm cold. It's so cold. Frustration foul. I'm glad we aren't fucked though. Nice. Oh, he took away his meter. It's cool to watch someone's meter get taken away. That's nice. Um, just doing better about this too. So knowing whether somebody is a cross launch guy. This is a micro defense thing, so important for James shot. I mean, important for everybody. But noticing whether a guy likes to speed boost to their ball hand or likes to speed boost on crossovers. So I just got the sense that Trippy almost always speed boosted cross. So despite the ball being in his left hand, so theoretically, like if you saw this, you might say, "Oh, ball's in his left hand. James is the help defender." In my mind, I'm actually the help defender because I feel like when he's gonna do this, he's looking to cross launch back to the right. Um, Being able to identify that is, I think, going to be a big part of defense, and like some of that is just knowing the animations, right? Like knowing which of the meta dribble styles are better going cross and better going ball hand, and knowing what those are at different heights, so you can kind of predict. Okay, like even when this guy makes a move to his left, he has to show me that he's actually willing to like make him like go behind the back to his left and then burst left. Um, Most people like mid-level dribblers aren't going to be able to consistently do that, which is why I was able to be here and play on his cross launches. And honestly, there might be even more that like he actually like doesn't even want to cross launch consistently. He wants to cross launch to his right consistently, which is maybe why this setup felt better. Like I think that like he just might be more readable than we know, and I just don't know if any of James' shots or I are good enough or in tune enough with like the meta or like as like playing lock or whatever to like know these minutia that would like give us information to be able to like we don't know at any given possession which way he's going to go, but if we can go from tendencies or past behavior or from like this knowledge that we have about how his build must be to say that he's going to go cross launch to his right 70% instead of a 50-50, that lets us change fundamentally the math in our favor, and we can play the defense in a different way. And I think I was maybe keying in on that without being able to without being able to articulate it all. So some of that is just like a knowledge gap. I think that's going to be way more important for next year, right? When everyone's going to come in again. There's going to be like inherited knowledge, right? Because the game reuses so many animations and whatever. But next year, hopefully, we're still playing together, and we're just building and building on the success that we're having in the same system and whatever. And we will be able to build up this like institutional knowledge together from zero. Because right now, if we tried to put in all of this effort to like figure out what's meta right now and learn all about it, one, it's not going to last very long because there's not many months left in the game's lifespan. But also, um, we're trying to catch up. But for next year, everyone can start from zero learning that. And I want that to be, again, if anyone's taking notes, mark that down. I think that's like an important thing that I want to keep in mind. It's something we can use for this season too, right? Like we can look at Cold Blooded, who's if Kamikaze wins and Cold Blooded is their PG we expect them to use, we can try to see kind of which side he prefers and what dribble move specifically he wants to try to inform our defense. So it can be useful even now, but especially for next year, we can start trying to build that. It's all really good. I, I, I need to swing the rock. I'm Michael Porter Kopolovici. I wanted it. I've been itching for the semi-transition. I've been itching for this shot all series. So I've wanted this all fucking series. Um, but like obviously this is a better shot. This is also probably a better shot, especially when I'm cold. Uh, maybe I'm a killer, man. Maybe I'm just a fucking killer. Maybe it's good that you guys have someone like me around because that's a good jump. God, compare that. Just compare that contest to Javion had a really good one. Shots was farther off, admittedly, and Shots does the thing that I always do to a lesser degree, even because like I'm not like really blaming Shots here, where the ball moves left and like Shots inherently because he's watching the ball takes a step left, even though there's like no reason to take a step left, especially like left and into the paint here, um, which pulls him from this. I do this all the time in way worse fashion, so this is funny. Oh, I needed to screen for you. Oh, it's okay. Fuck it. I'm creating for myself. What a fucking pass. I'm such a fucking dog. Put this little fucking shitter on me. Get the fuck away from me, regret. You fucking purple haired madman. Fucking loyalty. Fucking regret. Fuck all of you. Fuck. 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 Code finals. Message me. Oh, what a no dip. Beautiful. Fuck yes. God damn it. It's a good setback. I think it was just good. Careful on the inbounds. We almost lost it there again. Also, I will say this shot in the corner, another long wrap. Again, I think that underutilized as a way to get myself open away from the folks. Also, this is just like a really nice play. This was kind of cool. This happens like this ball reversal happens at the same time that Javion sets me a screen and I dex it back. Um, Maybe the fact that I didn't just wrap like brings regret back to Javion if possible. But this turning into this cut, like if he saw that I was dexing, or if I communicated that I was dexing this, maybe Trey would have hit me instead of Javion. Maybe Javion would have held the screen longer, expecting the dex, etc. I just kind of like decided to do that because I haven't shown that to him, and I do kind of beat him on it. Regardless, ball goes to Javion, and now we end up in kind of like a Zoom situation, right? Where it's like we didn't dribble handoff here, but he's like keeping the ball with two, like the big is keeping the ball on the hash here in like the horns position with two on him, triggering the cut. Um, Ball gets through. Use our standing dunk. Money. Finally, that's some of our bread and butter, right? Like that's some of our easy stuff. We did just show a speed boost left, to be fair, so it should be. You know, yeah, I could be wrong about the cross thing. I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't even like 100% thinking it. It was just something I noticed like while we were watching here. If I thought about it, it was subconscious. That was a cross launch to the right. Good job on James by staying because when he tried to go cross court, it wasn't there, and Shots is able to lock him up after that. This is really good. Another, it's so funny. Like again, like in our defense, he would just take me right, but he's looking to go somewhere else. This is where regret is off of a miss. This is where I am. No one comes out to guard me. Wish I would. You know, I think there was like a moment where James could have hit it, and obviously, like this is part of why like James got to work on the dribbling in open space thing. I think your head is up, and it's hard, admittedly, to have your head up, dribbling as fast as you can, which maybe you want to do because you want to increase your pass accuracy, right? You don't want to be too far back because your pass accuracy only 87 or whatever. Um, but because of that, you're like susceptible to getting blitzed here. And but this is like a tough loss, right? Because like this is a, assuming like, let's say the blitz didn't happen and you just had the ball here, and this was the situation, like move Trippy to like top of the key or whatever. This is like a really advantaged situation for us. We can probably expect like a point and a half on average, and this turnover in transition just is like a 4 point swing almost because it's like a guaranteed two. Um, Not that you end up in that position a lot, but just like as a long term thing that we need to work on. We were also low on time. I see. Yeah, I still think options were there. We just can be we can be a little better about that. But It's all good. Yeah, that was nice. We did this a couple times. So we did this in game one, I think, and it worked very similarly. I kind of like how this turns into double screens. Like Trey said, a quick rub, and then I actually like hold this screen on him, and I like Shots has space here to take a shot. This is a totally good pass though. This is a great roll off of it, and I think this is like a good dunk attempt. This is just whatever. You got the animation. I think like that dunk package is fine as well. Like that's sometimes that one gets blocked, but I think overall this is all quite good. We'll take it. Good using your head. Nice step forward. Okay, so the jump. I think we're fine. I wouldn't worry too much about not no dipping that one. I think if he was slightly faster, if he was like super commit, like so maybe against him specifically, and maybe we're supposed to be making these sort of reads. That was a no dip because we just haven't seen these guys jump enough, and that was in the scouting report that they just like don't jump. So there are no dip opportunities available. I think against like a random team, and even in this situation, I think taking the step forward and just taking the space and seeing the guaranteed midi is better. It's more like sound, if that makes sense. So I think that's good. What a drive from Trey. That's a really good cross back over the left stick cross. I need to get him and really try to push him left. It's hard to know how much we're supposed to press. We definitely could have done more. I'm more proud of my defense here on that one. I think that I played that pretty well, reasonably well. And I think I was in front of it. I don't think I would have dropped his JV on either. I think this is all correct. Just got to do better. Maybe get some cap breakers on my interior eventually. This is a great take. Yeah, I think our timing sequencing there was much better. Maybe because it wasn't happening from the corners, right? So like I cut middle, I'm able to get out in time. I like that you went up with confidence, not expecting regret to stay. Just because I was like when I dexed back out, it was going to be so open that he felt he needed to come. It's just not a good shot. Way to push him though. I mean, like we pushed him to the side where we wanted to. Spin was there. I remember Shot saying you had it, which you did, but I like the attempt as well. You might have had a midi in there as well. That's the type of thing though. That's good. I also kind of like this turnaround in space. I think this works. I also think Trey, you did a good job not overcommitting to ball there and making sure you're still playing corner. I fucked this up. How do I fuck this up? I think I assumed Javion was going out. Yeah, it's not great though. This is me. I think this is me. I did assume Javion was going out, but I don't think that's a great assumption. Been trying to do a better job of when I'm trailing, staying high, right? And I think generally that works, but I think that was just like an instance where that heuristic kind of fails, where it wasn't like necessarily correct to because everyone was bunched. There were 4 bunched on the left side, and 3 were enough to guard them. So Javion had plenty of time to get back out, and I was going to probably be the first one to get to the corner, just as Javion would have had to turn around. So yeah, I think that one is on me. I like this cut. Skip flare pass back fucking killed today. I think we were like I think we used it a good amount, sparingly, not always at the end of shot clock, which was really good. Those step ups were really good. I remember Trey saying I don't mind that because like I think all of these steps were really good. Yeah, like I think I need to cover here. It makes sense that James would switch here. Um, because like shots done pulls him so far left specifically. What a good step though, and I think like my timing on getting back is really good here as well. If anything, my jump is kind of what takes us out here. Because if I don't jump, I think it's reasonable. It makes sense that Javion's going to get beat because he's recovering to the corner. So the Urban Trimmon is attacking the closeout. If my jump really takes me out of the play, and I don't think it was necessary, and if I was like at least on my feet, I'd be able to get back in front of Javion's man cutting. Instead, I'm just kind of out of it. So I do think those are all really good. If anything, my jump at the end is like really what fucks it, I think. Yikes. Oh, my defense is so good today, guys. Wow. Wow. Yeah, this is bad. Shots does a good job pushing him towards me, and I end up playing low, maybe anticipating a drive, but it makes sense that the wrap is coming from behind. Shots needs to take it. I need to be closer in that moment. I can't just be like in pure catch position. I really thought I lost that. Sad boy. We fucked that one up. Damn. I thought I cooked this game. I mean, so I get why we're out of position because the wrap doesn't get followed through. I get why Trey doesn't follow it through. Um, I think they feed this side, but because we see someone low, we end up both of us, both me and Shots, end up trying to help, which puts us in tough position on to Trippy. My regret also cuts. Yeah, so I don't feel too bad, but it's a tough one. Gets us on the no dip. I like the attempt. I do think Javion had it though, but sometimes that'll happen when you're trying to stop in the mid range and look for the dump off. And I appreciate how often Javion has been doing that. I think it's working and unlocking those parts of our offense. Nice, good help. Wait for Trey to be ready to help there, and I'm very lucky because I end up running and do not get a contest when I come back. Oh, I need to pull that. Fuck my life, man. That's okay. Trey's got me. Woo! Way to fall behind. That one's tough. We're lucky. Sloppy, a little sloppy. Sloppier than I remembered. I knew the score was close. They're going to score. I mean, that's part of the thing, is that, like, they're going to find mistakes, right? Like, they're going to let your opponent score. I really like the screen. Oh, it's Spider. Yes, of course. Good Spider. Oh, what a nice Spider. Itsy bitsy. Oh, good shit. I was so excited. The screen. It's good. Rebounds and assists all spread around. No, Shots carrying us home. Oh, yeah. I don't hit that shot. That felt good to hit that shot. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Nice. James's cut. Is this me? Do I call this cut? I'm proud of myself. Yeah, I do. Yeah, just seeing this stuff in semi-transition. I don't know. Like it feels like this type of stuff was there. Like it had to have been there. I guess we're under less pressure. To be fair, like look, they're all back. But maybe that's really illustrating the point, right? That like they're all back. They don't. It's not even that we even have man advantages. It's just about setup advantages. And like I don't get to do this one because I'm not the corner guy, but also I just don't get lots of rebounds. Like I'm usually the one out in this case. But the fact that I was able to find a cut here, I and again, like this is like one of the things I'm good at in this game. Like one of the only things I'm good at this game. Give me compliments. I'm self-deprecating. Whatever is finding this. But if there was something left on the table, it was stuff like this. I feel like there must have been easy stuff like this because they were not playing. Like the system shouldn't have been as sound as it felt like it was. Um, because it was man, just regardless of where the people were. I really liked how we played this. He just James us, able to get in front. We're lucky, no pass out, because both Javion and I go towards regret, and you can only cover one. Well, this is fine, I suppose. Am I not supposed to drop here? Is that why? No, I think I am. I think Javion is supposed to stay. So I think this is supposed to be me switching shots going out. So I think this was like we're lucky this pass out didn't get made because the drive was going left, and I think I'm able to get in front of it. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. I get fucked anyway. Even with JV on here, I get fucked anyway. We get fucked together. We get Eiffel Towered by one man. We Eiffel Tower each other, ourselves. I don't know. It's late. What a spin. I know you wanted to go up with the first one. I remember you saying that. This is tough. That unfortunate little sequence here. I remember this also feeling bad because like we had gotten a bit of it's basketball, right? Like we got a little momentum, and then both of these like this feels okay, but like we could have done something better on it, and then the spin was just so good, so it just feels like it was like a big swing here when that play went badly, and then they get us in transition on the way back. Really good help. In trying to take away the middle, I just like overrun this really badly. Oh, it's the wrap. Yeah, I mean this is bad, right? I'm not ready to switch, so I fucked up. I did not play. I did not play great defense. Really good job on JV on getting this, and I also don't make the right rotation to cover for him, which is what I should be doing. I like two tunneled on this wrap. Um, Shots does a great job trying to get the board. I really was like gassing myself up thinking I played really good defense this game, but this is funny. This is the thing where like the variance is such that like the results are good, right? You look at the box score, you're like, oh, I played great defense. I played much worse defense, actually. I think I had more to do, so I had more opportunities to fuck up, I suppose. Did some good things, but yeah, it's just like my mental about it wasn't the same, wasn't true to what I'm seeing now in hindsight. It's a really good move in isolation. There's going to be a lot of those where Sots just like carries us home. Like if he's just able to kill them in isolation, then we just win. Yikes. He cuts. I should leave him. I should leave him for Javion. Javion does a good job trying to cover for me. Yeah, I think that's my mistake again. It's funny. Good take. Really good crash by James. James like, oh my god, so good. Wait, like the activity level is so high. That was so good. Man. And like, there's a chance like on everyone, like yeah, like the shot's expecting a dunk. I think we're all expecting a dunk, and if he dunks there, it's free most of the time, right? But like, it's you just crash, you just crash because you never know, right? Like you're eating up the percentage chance that like something weird happens, something goes wrong, and we just get an extra possession out of it. It's fucking fantastic. again with this. So it's a good ball reversal, but it's again we this happening consistently on sideline out of bounds is something we need to on sideline out of bounds. If there's not an immediate play call for the out of bounds player, which is fine. I don't think there needs to be. I think we can mix in some stuff. So we do like wrap screen wrap a lot. If we've set someone up with a wrap screen wrap, we should then look to maybe have that out of bounds player wrap cut instead, like the second time, or like wrap screen and then dash. So where the person on the hash gets the screen but dexes it back. Again, like developing these series, which is like not something we like really stuck with from the offensive the offense lecture, whatever. But this situation happening, so that's what we should do regardless. Like we should try to be adding stuff in to that. We also just haven't dexed on the hash like at all, and we know that that's like pretty successful. We should be doing that more often. I think that's just like one that's like slipped through the cracks. That's something we forgot about. But as it applies here, we end up in this situation a lot. Okay, no play called. I'm assuming it's no play call here. Inbound to Shots. Shots comes, gets the ball. Shots is giving position to the lock, right? Because the lock has him middle, and Shots really doesn't want to go right in this situation where he just doesn't have space. So this is like an easy ball reversal. This needs to be an automatic ball reversal. I don't know if Trey is like standing here. I think Trey is standing here to like receive the pass from the out of bounds for that reason. And when he sees that the out of bounds goes to Shots anyway, he just goes into position. We need to be ready. So like Shots has options to reverse the ball, right? Like he can just go to JV on here. Regardless, though, this needs to be like an automatic ball reversal. This has just been happening too consistently. So I think that we can work that in. Yeah, if it's a sideline out of bounds, call a play or reverse the ball, which means everyone needs to be high to be able to pick up the ball because this is just like a disadvantageous offensive situation. And we're lucky, right? Like this guy, if this guy's playing the lane for Trey, this is like totally like this. He could have just taken this away. We're lucky this gets through. Tough. Okay, overall. Was wondering if it was too much hands up. Maybe. It's hard though. Regrets tough. We will. Really good job finding your space there. Yeah, like I'm not there in time. He just misses it. He does get in front, so I think we get a little lucky, Like, but to be fair, people, you constantly fray the lines, and eventually they'll snap, right? Like I think we've just been putting a lot of pressure on him. It makes sense that like eventually he's gonna make a mistake. This is really good. Our jump aggressiveness and timing has gotten a lot better over the course of the series. James had that really good one on the hash where we got like a 90% contest. We had a couple in the corners on no dip attempts. So it's not that we're not adjusting. Lucky ball bounced our way. I would be annoyed if I were them. That was funny. They beat us on this Fifi. I think we're just slow on that. I think Javion's just like slow to react. Or is that me? Is it me? Don't tell me it's me. No, that's Javion. Yeah, it's so funny. I somehow, I mean, like the fourth quarter of game one was, I'm a god. Oh, I just love feeling better. Lucky though, like I honestly think this game three was maybe might have been the worst game we played. I think we did a lot well. I think we're reaping the benefits of the scheme, and I think a lot of micro things are going better. It's hard to say, but it's funny because I didn't feel this way like watching the game initially. Like, playing in the game, obviously, this game three felt quite good. Was where we were most solidly like ahead. Tough. This was really good. Switched to get back in front. Transition. I called the bounce ahead of time. Was happy about that. So he was ready for it, ready to go up with the dunk. Because a lot of times the bounces can get up on people. If you remember the bounce that Javion had to James cutting, um, the bounces can get up on top of you and you don't realize you have the ball. And the window to dunk might be pretty small, especially when you're looking for these like baseline ones. So I think that's like one of the things that can be helped like, by calling it out when possible that you're looking for a bounce. Easier said than done though, for all the reasons discussed before. Yeah, pretty happy with all this. I'm happy. Like I felt like I controlled all my jumps. Just yeah, he had bars, and he knew that he had bars, so he hits us lightly contested. And fair enough. Really good job by shots. He's cooking them. He's got to be able to stop them without help, and he is not. He being big boy. Really good job. Similarly here to the one from before. I mean, it's the difference between open and wide open. So he's missed a wide open, but I think most of these have been open. Um, Shots like the one I commented on from myself earlier. So he goes forward. Shots doesn't just jump out to the left here. He waits, and I think it's like because the jump is a little bit late is why this isn't even better. But he takes a step and then jumps, and is able to get open coverage instead of wide. And like those are meaningful differences, I think. And go to what I was saying before about us making like small micro changes to improve. Way to be ready to shoot that. Good jump. Yep. Beautiful. Attack the closeout up 9. Starting to get not out. I wonder if they start hunting for threes yet. I think this is a mistake if they do. It's a good try. What happened here exactly? Let's see. So we're trying to push him left. We're trying to push him left. He gets to the right, and we don't quite get back in time. Yeah, I mean that's fair. It's gonna be tough. Like we're gonna like, yeah. I think that's okay. Um, I'm happy I stepped. I think that you guys' jumps were good. Um, yeah, not much to say. Oh boy, we get a bumped here. Oh boy, I remember that one. We got lucky in this game 3, y'all. We have to step it up. We will. We have time. This game 3 was close. This is not like a master class. Open shot, but I remember getting bad shot selection for it. It's because I needed. I mean, hesitance to shoot, just out of rhythm. I mean, like I don't know. I think it's my own fault. Like this is the shot, right? Like the screen from shots was, and I knew it was coming, and you can see me like hesitate, like 'cause I think I'm looking at quick stop here. This is a great drag. He comes up, screens him. This, oh my god, what a perfect shot this is. I don't take it, and instead I force this up. I don't think the shake mattered. Like that's totally fine. Yeah. It's funny. It is an open shot. Like it read open, but it gave me bad shot selection. Somehow the game just knows, and like maybe it's like bad shot selection in context. Maybe my stamina. Not sure exactly what it would be. I have like silver handles. Like it was probably pretty good, but it just kind of knows that it's like out of rhythm. I don't know how the game quite decides it, but like it knows that the shot's out of rhythm. Like that wasn't a good shot, even if it says open. Like I kind of agree. I get it. 4. The press is on. Shots carried us home, boys. That's the answer. Shots carried us fucking home. This is good. Much better here than the last one where I gave up a 3 when we got it forced to the right. Really good job on this drive. Yeah, perfect. It's good defense. It's okay. It's not just shots. It's everyone. But yeah, really good job. Just putting one foot in front of the other. Giving yourself a chance. This Fifi killed. Yeah, beautiful call. These bumps are really good. Some of the best looking press of the series. We leave it. Way to play the time. Stay in front of this. That's a good try. So this is another solution to the sideline out of bounds thing, is like emptying the side. So we full empty the side. Big boy plays it a little bit worse. I think like overcommits taking away the middle. Doesn't get enough like actual body pressure on shots. Shots is able to go right. And that's kind of like, we start moving. That was a great look. Do not sweat. I like that we were looking for these shots on the hashes. Huge. Like 2 or 3 huge stops from Trey on cuts that we haven't been able to stop most of this game. It's a tough one. Good patience on the inbound. Running to the ball. I'm proud of that I was able to track that down. Lots of ball pickups on deflections. Again, those are lucky to some degree, but you have to be like, I feel like I'm pretty heads up. Like I quickly get my left stick moving towards the direction of the ball when it gets tipped on offense, leading to a lot of those pickups. Really good follow on. Oh wow, wide open, crazy. I thought you played that one pretty well. Right? Lucky boys. Now we're playing the foul. Good game. Good game. Hopefully, all of that is helpful. Remember, code finals. Send that to me. I'm also looking for how many times I asked it. So if you know that, then kudos to you. Hopefully, there was something helpful here. This is fun. Wow, that was long. I was streaming this for a long time. Who knew? Reviewing 3 games would take me forever. Bye.